Is it going? There we go. I could have kept it going for longer.
Slightly too long.
that might come back a few times during the night. Welcome everybody to Good Beer Live Oktoberfest special. It's gonna be a fun night. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. So as ever, before we get into the beers, I'll introduce my cohorts. I have the lovely to my left. I have the lovely Rob from Hopscene.
Hey,
ready to get going.
Nice.
And then down below, I have Don in his hat, which is more spectacular and more fitting than ever. I have Mr. Craig from Kent Beer Reviews. How's it going, you two?
All good. Very good. Been looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Forward to it. So,
yeah, I'm raring to go. Craig's the master. Craig's the master of these beers. He's been reviewing them all week. So after you've watched all of this, then go back and watch
every
Craig's.
other
Oktoberfest
beer in the world.
Yeah.
Craig led the procession through Ramsgate today.
Yeah, he tapped the first keg.
The doors at his house. The crowds hung around at his garden gate for the opening.
We're all lined up there. I'll show them later. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm thirsty.
So, me too. And we've decided as a rule, as it's our Oktoberfest edition, that we are drinking. We're going to drink the whole bottle before we move on to the next one. Normally we'd sip and save some and then drink it all after, but not when it's Oktoberfest. You got to finish your glass before you get your next one.
Pour it over your head. We're going to stand on as chairs. I'm on a swivel chair, so I'll probably fall off. But just all the ridiculousness involved in Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
So what we're going to start with? That's probably. I know what one I want to try first, but
the beer we think we're going to start with is the Spaten, which Rob has a better label. I don't know what this shitty label.
My label's great, isn't it?
Yeah,
mine's got like an old fashioned one.
That's the export version, brewed for the States and North America.
Ooh.
It's not the same beer though.
Apparently it's not, according to the descriptions. Apparently.
Oh, what ABV is yours, Rob? This is
7.8. No, it's 5.9.
Oh yeah, it's 5.9. It's going to be there or thereabouts, isn't it?
I think it's the same beer.
It's just the label that's.
Yeah.
It's got
yours is what I've had before. Your label.
Yeah.
Mine's kind of meant to look a bit more oldie worldy, isn't it?
Yeah. But same shenanigans with that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, yours just looks way better. Ours has what is
nice.
it? Like a horse and cart pulling loads of barrels.
Yeah. So Festbier. Obviously.
Let's go for it.
Spaten. It's blowing a hooligan out there. Oh, sorry.
It is very windy.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Quite a big head on this.
Is that a good enough pour? and Rob wins best stein as well.
Even though it is Budweiser.
Yeah.
There's one from Chad's Beer Reviews many years ago.
Oh.
Yeah. In fact, it's finally getting a proper outing. I don't think I've ever
did you have to wipe all the dust away?
I did have to give it a good soak, but because I put a bit of washing up liquid in, put an head on it there, didn't I? Had a nice foamy head on it.
Yeah.
You guys are going to have to talk about the appearance.
Well, it's pin bright.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It look like a pickled head.
I think it's the light. It's not the beer's any different. It looks different.
No.
Mine's a bit brown horsey.
A bit snowy.
Clydesdale-y.
A
bit of Alpine, really.
No sitting on the fence.
But no, look. I mean, it looks. I've had a couple of beers tonight, but I sort of saved myself a little bit. But I'm gasping.
Yeah.
But should we give it a little sniff? As much as we can in this. Well, for me, it's got a bit of a sort of a lemon a lemon pininess to it, almost a cleaner, but in a good way.
I think man's got quite an estery quality. I won't say banana, but it's heading in that kind of direction.
Yeah,
it's probably
a little bit spice or white pepper or something. But definitely lemon.
Yeah, it's hard to get it in this kind of. I'm sure we'll get more later in on.
But I mean, it smells like a big old lager. It has got quite a lot going on about it.
It
I
has.
have to say.
Yeah, a lot of kind of bready malts. I'd say that would be one of the big things that comes up for me.
We've got to have a swig, haven't we?
So
let's go for it.
Prost.
I should have music ready.
That's nice. That's nice.
I mean, I could have kept sipping that. Craig's going for it.
Done it all. Done it in one.
I've done 10.
But that, but this is that's pretty damn good though.
Yeah.
What was it? 5.9%. So nothing crazy, but it is stronger than your average lager.
Well, it's meant to be a bit stronger, isn't it? That's the entire kind of like point of a.
It's
well, if it was a Märzen. You say Märzen, I say Märzen.
It'll be darker as well.
But this is, but this is one thing we'd found in a bit of research and wanted that.
Yeah.
Traditionally, an Oktoberfest beer would be a Märzen, and this probably isn't.
Yeah.
Would you say? I mean, you were saying that Oktoberfest beer is
Christmas
something to its on its own, really, isn't it? Really,
yeah.
Nowadays, because from what I read, I mean, there was increasing call for kind of lighter, paler beers for Oktoberfest opposed to more multi-Märzen. Multi-Märzen.
I saw it described as a strong Helles.
Right.
Which is what an Oktoberfest beer, which is a protected thing. So only two of the breweries we have tonight are actual beers that you could have in Oktoberfest in Munich.
Yeah.
Eying is the only one that isn't. The other two are, but we'll talk about that more as the night progresses if we remember. but I mean this is crushable.
It's flying down, but it has got enough malt character, keeping you interested. It's got that grain type thing going on, that kind of breakfast cereal. A bit of sugar puffs going on.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's got a tang of kind of those noble hops, slightly hedgerow, slightly flat leaf parsley.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little to it.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of a fresh cut grass thing going on.
Residual on a palate a little bit.
Yeah.
It's crazy drinkable. I don't know if it's just.
It's enough of that before we get copyrighted strike.
That's it.
There's going to be a solid hour of that later.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you like some of that, there'll be more of it later.
Yeah, I had a little. We when I was getting the kids to bed, we had a little bit of a Oktoberfest dance around the room. I put on some. I just asked Alexa to play Oktoberfest music, and she provided. So there we go.
There's from making me Instagram stories earlier. It's quite a blend. There's a traditional kind of thing,
yeah,
but then there's like a modern take on the Oktoberfest kind of umpire music, which is a bit more Euro dance, as well, which is just horrendous.
Yeah, it's the same sort of like polka beat. Because they've used like EDM instruments.
Eurovision.
That's the pub singer version.
I mean, another but another thing, like in doing research for this show, I actually tried to do a bit of research. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I tried to be a bit professional.
Well,
mine was just I didn't go on.
I watched the documentary while I was eating my lunch.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. But the music in Oktoberfest, which I never knew, is so it's traditional during the day, and it has to be. That's like something that they've said. So it's more sort of welcoming for families, And then when it gets to a certain time of night, it switches over to where they can play loads of stuff. Because apparently, this is from Craft Beer Channel's video. Robbie Williams' Angels is a massive deal at Oktoberfest, which I won't play because that's a definite copyright strike. Yeah,
their arms in the air.
So there's like
more
modern traditions. I think he does do it in the video. I think if you go back and watch the Oktoberfest video, yeah. Because I don't know about you guys, but I've never been to the actual Oktoberfest. I've been to the fake things where they say it's an Oktoberfest party and all that sort of thing. And some of them have been crap and some of them have been really good, but I've never been to the actual one and I really want to go. Like, it's on my list, but when will it happen?
I'd go for an afternoon and then clear off because we just... Can't be doing all that.
Oh no, you got to stay. You just got to stay where you sat. And the beer comes to you.
Too many people for me.
Oh, the amount of people is just insane.
Scares the shit out of me. Nah.
Yeah, well, it's one of the biggest festivals in the world.
Well, yeah, you just get completely lost.
Yeah,
especially you had a few jars. It's like,
jeez, some of the sites. Oh, that documentary that I'll send you later.
Yeah. Well, when we've been to like just festivals here, like we've got lost from each other. And that's in in a Victorian swimming baths in Manchester.
Yeah,
capacity of about 400 people.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's got
I don't know. It just seems more some of the.
I love that. Yeah, I love to do it for the experience.
I do. Yeah, I do it, but then the rest of my time I go around, local bars that are off.
I could cope with like 2 hours maybe.
Yeah.
And then, whoa. Well,
there's only so much like trombone that you can hear.
Yeah, people can't hear out of hand and like, I'm out of here.
Oh yeah, absolutely fucking ruined. Yeah. They've actually got like a hill where all the kind of like ruined people kind of collapse on.
Fair enough.
There's like also where everybody goes for a piss and stuff. And
whoa,
yeah,
it's fucking carnage, man. Yeah, it seems like absolute madness. But there's two parts to it. There's like a what does it refer to it? It's like an old fest or something like that, old festival.
Yeah.
Which is more of a traditional Bavarian kind of thing, and that's where most of the families apparently go. And like they've got traditional kind of like fairground rides, which cost like €1 to go on. And you get a lot more kind of food in there as well. It's not about just the big halls. I mean, I kept on the one I watched. I don't know how many I saw. I mean, the big one what kept coming up was the Hofbräu kind of building. It's not even a tent; it's massive. It's like a big, huge hall, isn't it? So that looks great. But I mean, the amount of people in there is just bonkers. I didn't see any others. Maybe I saw a place which was maybe like a fancy restaurant where like celebrities go, and that seemed to be like a Löwenbräu place.
Yeah, so every tent essentially is run by one of the big breweries, and then there's a few. There's like a cocktail tent, but there's loads. There's like 30 tents.
Oh, really?
And there's the massive ones, and then there's like smaller ones, but they'll still have a brewery affiliation.
Right. So do other breweries besides the main ones that you mentioned? Well, actually, let's start again. Who are kind of credited as being you said like 5 or 6?
Oh yeah, there's 6 that are the ones, and I've got my note. I'll refer to my notes. So it's Augustiner, Pschorr, Löwenbräu, Spatenbräu, Paulaner and Hofbräu are the only 6 breweries that you'll see at Oktoberfest.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even in the little ones, they're still
in the main Oktoberfest site. I don't know if the rules might change. I don't know if you get any sort of German or Munich craft breweries there, but I don't think so.
Pschorr.
No, but I just mean as in like other ones from like.
Pschorr have actually got 2 versions. They've got the Märzen and they've got the Festbier as well. So they've actually got 2.
Oh.
So
yeah, I think the breweries do put on multiple beers, but it will just be those breweries. Beers.
Yeah. But no, it's it does look good, but it'll be a while, I think.
So other people ruin it.
Yeah, if I was there by myself, get a chance to wander around. But and also like with our namby-pamby craft drinking, third of a pint weighs.
I don't know about you. I'm nearly finished.
I mean, I'm gonna need a piss after this. So I might, if we all need to piss at the same time, I'm just gonna have to leave the music playing. well, we go.
No, you got to keep cracking on, aren't you? See, that's one of the things that concerns me. It's like, do you have to leave the hall to go to the bog because you're drinking like fucking massive?
Yeah. Well, apparently that used to be a problem. The toilet situation used to be a problem, but I think they've like rectified it now. People were just pissing anywhere.
Yeah, fucking horrible.
Yeah. Whereas now I think they've sort of like, especially, and it's probably easier if you're a man, isn't it? They probably just have a grate in the floor. Just everyone just pissing that.
So that's apparently a problem that they have even in the toilets, is people not just pissing on the wall, just fucking doing whatever they want. Dirty animals.
I went to a Beavertown event once where it was it ticketed? I can't remember. No, it wasn't. It was just like, it was one of their birthday events, but they didn't realize how big they were. I think they underestimated how big a reach they had. This was 4 or 5 years ago now. Yeah. Probably first time I went to Beavertown was like that, and they had like 2 portaloos. So it was literally, by the end of it, like I went with my dad, and we got a beer, and we just joined the back of the toilet queue. And that's where like the party was, because everyone was just talking in the toilet queue, just moved, because by the time you finished the beer you needed a piss, and so it was just like a revolving sort of door as the queue got longer. It's just go get a beer, stand and wait.
Oh, what a wonderful way to spend your time.
Yeah.
I remember Hop City had that with first year.
Oh, the toilets backed up, didn't they?
Yeah.
Toilets are a big problem, because once people start drinking, it's inevitable. It is inevitable.
Just clean them out. Just get a tanker there and pump them out. You know.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's probably easier said than done when there's like 6 million people walking around.
Well, kind of. It's a beer festival.
It's a piss up. It's not a fucking beer festival.
Yeah. That's not 6 million people at once, by the way.
It's a cultural festival. Isn't it? It's not a fucking beer festival. It's a piss up.
Decent toilets. So
it's.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a nice lot of comments to run through.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll go for it now. We've got John Drinks saying suspense. Hey. He must have been waiting. He must have been waiting beforehand.
It was Craig.
Yeah, we're waiting.
He was strapping on his.
And then fear. John got a bit scared. Or is he saying weird fear?
I was on time. Don't go there.
But I must say that John Drinks it is one of my favourite YouTube channels at the moment. I watch all of his stuff, and I'm enamoured with his whiskey reviews. They're great.
I watched his Strongbow Dark Fruits the other day.
Oh, did you?
Going back into the archive, yeah.
I've been watching his White and Mackay series that has been doing at the moment. A lot of content. It's like a video every day. It's like loads of John content, which I'm down for. And then Window Beer Reviews with Thomas. It says it's drinking layer cake, bro. Brewdog. Anyone tried that one yet? I think that's one of the latest supermarket releases.
Had it in one of their bars probably around Christmas.
Oh, okay.
It was all right. Not as sweet as you'd like it to be. But I'd be interested to try and can if I can get it.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
And then we have and I believe this is someone I work with has joined in. So I don't know how they got the link or found this, but don't tell me. But I think when it's between those two colons, it's like an emoji, isn't it? Because then Window Beer Reviews said oops.
Right.
So I think because StreamYard doesn't know what emojis are, so there we go. And Rasko and Disco Beer Review says Guten Abend, which means good evening. I'm gonna say.
Good evening.
My memory for German is restricted now. I've lost a lot of it, but yeah, but wie alt bist du? That means how old are you?
Oh,
Wie Gates? That'd be a greeting, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Gates.
Hasta la vista. Or is that Austrian? That's not German, is that?
And wann ist die nächste Zug das Genfer bitte? That's my only phrase I remember, which is when is the next train to Geneva?
Oh, phew. I thought my channel was about to be demonetized then with that. And Davor was saying, good evening, guys. Good evening, Davor.
Red Devil.
Roast.
Adam saying, "Evening chaps, was hoping for more hats. I have no hats. I've got a pipe.
I'm just wearing mine somewhere else.
Yeah. no trousers, just a hat.
No.
Wouldn't sound the same in the Glocken deal. I think that's when we talked about the EDM.
Well, when I ordered them, it said lederhosen, but what turned up was more like a sex swing.
I was
What
contemplating
happens
it.
when you get them off with
He's hanging his hat up. He's hanging his hat up somewhere.
You can leave your hat on. Please do. Please don't remove that. Oh my god, Disco's going to freak at that. I don't know. I can't remember what we were talking about at that point. I need to keep up with these a bit more.
Reactive comments if you're not on the ball, mate.
There we've got Al in the comments saying, "How do fellas having a bock beer from White Hag Frost?"
Oh, okay.
Frost.
Interesting.
Absolutely. Al's got the suitable
Very nice.
Bobby, which would be more traditionally drank in the Netherlands around this kind of period of time, wouldn't it? If you didn't know that, around back in Märzen.
Adam's drinking Top Ropes orange soda goza from Top Ropes, so a little bit German. Yeah, you're on the fringes. Sadly, couldn't get any beers that you have on the table, but I did crack Augustiner Edelstoff. Great beer.
I've not had that for years, absolutely years. Yeah.
And then we've got Savario Vascotto, which I believe was on the last Good Bit Live. He was commenting.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, serious to a certain degree. You know what I mean? We will talk about the beer. It will be beer focused.
Yes,
it may be not as.
And here's my workmate Katarina tuning in. Feels slightly weird now. I feel this is going to come back to haunt me, but there we go. And Katarina's from Czech, so she knows a little bit about beer. I believe her cousin owns a brewery. They make like ridiculous beer. So maybe if we can get sorted out the beers, we could get some good Czech beers on here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then Liam, evening all. I'm drinking a UK produced Märzen harvest beer by Duration. Duration up the road. Cool.
I didn't know
it's really good. Lots of caramel and brown bread, nicely balanced with a light peppery bitterness. Well, that sounds pretty good. I have to look out for that one. It's called Harvest Beer. I was going to say, what's it called?
That's the thing. It's kind of nice to be forced out of your kind of your regular drinking patterns. I mean, I drink a lot of IPA and I drink a lot of like flavored stouts. Yeah. I'm getting back into kind of more traditional styles, but it's nice to be specifically told like all you're going to drink tonight is Oktoberfest beers. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
you get into it, don't you?
Yeah.
Obviously, Craig's been doing this thing kind of all week. He's immersed himself.
Yeah.
Up to the.
It's actually been quite enjoyable.
I bet.
Every night,
it's like any style. He literally has been doing them. I think I had one night off this week. I've done 2 a night, and just put them out the next day, kind of thing. But I've done 10 different Festbiers, Oktoberfest, Märzens this week. Well, since Sunday.
Did you get the Augustiner, or is that the last?
That's the only one I haven't. That's the only one.
It's the one that's eluded you.
Well, I'd already done a purchase earlier in the week, and then it popped up on an online store. I'll leave it like that because I don't want it to sell out. So,
all right. Can you just tell us because Oktoberfest is still on next weekend, so we'll do it second weekend next week.
Yeah. Just keep doing Oktoberfest stuff.
This would have been probably the middle weekend, wouldn't it? This.
19 days. 19 days.
It changes depending on what fall. There's some royal family stuff. So if that falls within it, they extend it, and then normally it's 16, and then they add on a couple of days every now and again. But I think it's 16 to 18 days.
Yeah,
like I'm the fucking knowledge of Oktoberfest.
Probably more than most people. But yeah, it's so I think we would have been like the bang in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So Craig started it at the start of Oktoberfest. We're doing this in the middle of Oktoberfest, and then Craig next week will continue doing Oktoberfest beers, and then vomit and pissed against the wall on his next Friday on a live stream.
Yeah, and because I think it normally ends the first weekend in October, which is why it's called Oktoberfest. So I think next
originally
weekend
originally when it first started it was in October, but the weather was too cold, so they put it back to September. That's what that was all about.
All right.
And
it's all about.
Yeah.
Well, let's get another drink before we go into all that. The shenanigans. We're going to go with
the Hofbräu.
Hofbräu. I finished. I don't know if you guys.
I've got one more. I've got one more. Big
Nailed
sip.
it. Yeah. I'm having a rinse. I'm keeping them in the fridge so they're nice and cold.
Yeah.
Well,
while Rob's gone, I'll crack through a few more of these comments. So we've got Rasko and Disco, which is I always love when Rasko and Disco are in the comments because they always have to put who's talking. So we'll follow this as it goes. This is Kat who I work with again. I'll sort you beer. There we go. There you go. We'll do a check one at some point. And then she said, "I'll drop off now so you can fully focus and not feel like Big Brother's watching."
Yeah.
There we go. There you go. Freak at the song "Angels" at Oktoberfest. Oh, okay, that's what Rasko and Disco were talking about. He loved that tune. Everyone loves that. So even if you say you hate it, come on, when it comes on, you got to belt it out. You got to. You can't help it.
I was surprised how characterful that was. That was really tasty.
Because I haven't done reviews, but I've drank a few Oktoberfest beers throughout the week, and I haven't had. And I brought a couple of bottles of Spaten, but I hadn't had it yet, and that one has been my favourite that I've had.
Oh, really?
Wow. Everybody ruining the surprise, apart from me. Genuine reactions. It's me.
Yeah, Spaten's the first time, but that's the first time I had it. No, I have got another bottle of it, but that was the first time I've had it. But compared to the other ones I've had throughout the week,
that was my second.
Originally, the one that I liked the best was the Weinsteiner Festbier. The Weinsteiner Festbier was really nice. I thought.
What kind of beer is the Weinsteiner?
It's a Festbier, so it is just a.
Oh right.
Yeah. It's just a Märzen or
the Märzen.
Strong Hellers.
Festbier, I think, is the thing, and it's Festbier.
Yeah,
there you
Festbier.
go. That's great. Got his Festbier out for.
So now we're moving on to the Hofbräu Munich Oktoberfest beer, which again has got a lovely little scene on there with the horses. The horse is not a big thing.
The picture is of their hot beer hall at the festival.
Beer hall, yeah.
Oh, cool.
I went on their Instagram page and they did have actually a mini festival in the hall.
Okay, just limited.
Spaced out tables.
Because one of the things that I was reading about that was because I always like the weirder side of stuff. That the mayor is it the mayor always taps the mayor of Munich always taps the first barrel, and there's people actually bet on how many hammer strikes it will take him to tap it. And most exactly. Yeah, most people do it in two. Most of them do it in 2 hits. So that's your safe bet. But there was one time where one of the mayors did it in 19 hits. It took him 19 hits to tap the thing.
Some twat. I bet he didn't get elected again, did he?
Yeah.
Disgracing the fest.
Yeah.
I've already had a preview because I poured it like a knobhead and
you poured it like Mersey beers.
I did. And it gushed all over the shop.
I didn't pour mine very well.
Lap it up.
Yeah, it's not got a bigger head as the Spaten. I try to pour it quite aggressively because I always feel that's the way, isn't it? You should have a nice, decent, chunky head on these beers.
Yeah, I think you should. Yeah.
I'm just used to pouring beer a certain way. That's what it is.
Yeah,
but yeah,
this one's a bit stronger. It's 6.3%, and it's a bit darker as well. The other one was much lighter, so maybe we're getting it. This is sort of in between a Märzen and a Festbier, because it is a couple of shades darker.
They actually last one was an October. They call it an Oktoberfest beer, didn't they? This one is as well. I guess there's probably a bit of keeping up with the Joneses going on with this, keeping up with the. I don't know what the equivalent would be. I'm just thinking of 1980s, 1990s German football surnames.
Yeah.
Keeping up with the Vollers.
It's so rude.
But yeah, no, again, this looks appetizing and like I want to get it in my body. So should we give it a little sniff?
Yeah.
There you go.
Not as estery.
No.
I think it's a lot more.
Or brown bready, kind of.
Yeah. Got a bit of brown bread going on. Once again, kind of like it's lemon rind, preserved lemons. If you've encountered preserved lemons, something you use in Moroccan cooking, but it's not what I mean. It's not like a zesty, fresh.
No, it's not. It's not fresh. Yeah, it's not fresh. I'm getting a slight appley quality to it. A slight bit of green apple, maybe.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Not acetaldehyde or anything like that.
No, not an off flavour, but there's a little apple character popping out at me. Hello.
It seems a bit more rounded, I'd say, than the last one.
Yeah.
A bit more refined.
Yeah, the other one was quite the other one was quite pungent, but not. This smells a bit more balanced, doesn't it? The other one was the Spaten was quite pungent.
It's got more rye, I'd say, a little bit more brown bread. It's a bit more on the malt edge, I'd say. But yeah.
So should we go for a taste?
Prost.
It smells really. Well.
There you go. I like the abrupt stop. Enough of that.
I like the abrupt starts.
It's just the same track. I'm just playing.
That's all it needs to be.
Yeah.
Until later on, it's going to be the techno versions.
Yeah.
That is. I'd say that is a lot more drinkable. I enjoyed the first one, but it's
got a bit more body about it, hasn't it? It's got a.
Yeah, that's just a better. Just quality wise, I think there's just a better. It just screams out a better quality beer.
It's ultra profitable. It's just the profitability.
Oh yeah. And again, the Spaten for me was quite it was quite sort of lemon forward and a little bit spiky, whereas this is more balanced. And I mean, you can tell this is in a Stein sitting there drinking it. That's what this beer is about.
Yeah, gallons of this.
But what is funny about this is I did have a bottle of this week, and the first bottle I had was ultra metallic.
Oh, really?
And when I first took a sip, it was Enter Sandman. The first sip was like putting a penny in my mouth. It was that metallic, whereas this is not got that at all. So I don't know, because I got them from two different places, and I haven't checked the dates or anything. I assume they were probably all brewed and coming to the country around the same time, but there was a stark metallic thing, and this one hasn't got it, which is a bit odd.
Mine's best before, not it matters. Best before the 12th of August next year.
Yeah, me too.
So,
and specifically, 32 minutes past 8 in the morning.
The actual timestamp. Oh, mine's 8:22.
All right,
10 minutes before.
10 minutes before.
That was the metallic batch where they dropped. He accidentally dropped this change in there.
8:31. So
31 a minute before. Wow.
Rob's
flying off on that bottling line.
His is the freshest beer.
So Spaten is owned by AB InBev now. Is Hofbräu still independent? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. It's the ones that are...
They're pretty big though, aren't they? They're
Spaten,
pretty big brewery.
Löwenbräu and Francis Kind are all grouped together. Their own brewery.
Oh, okay.
See, I do find it interesting with Löwenbräu, because Löwenbräu became like a mainstream brand in the UK. I don't know if you guys encountered them, but I mean, as a younger man, we would get Löwenbräu in places.
Yeah,
I definitely didn't.
Just the standard one.
I didn't.
My kind of band that I had when I was probably about.
Oh, please tell me you've got some demos or something.
No,
I've got to hear.
Sorry, no.
I've got to hear. I've still got some I've still got a MySpace band that's knocking about on MySpace if you ever search for it.
So I hope you were the lead singer.
I was.
Oh, brilliant.
we were a two-piece punk band. Me on guitar. Yeah, me on guitar, him on drums. He couldn't play the drums, but we persevered.
Löwenbräu
anyway, so
was really kind of like
sorry, Löwenbräu.
Yeah, Löwenbräu's. I never used to like the original Löwenbräu. I thought it was a bit, let's say, metallic-y.
Yeah, very metallic.
Not the band, but you know.
That's the tribute band, metallic-y.
Metallic-y.
Tribute band, yeah.
Metallic-esque.
It's Metallica, but yeah, I didn't like it. But that was like 4 years ago, so perhaps I didn't appreciate it. But I don't know.
Oh, I'm thinking about way before that. I'm thinking 20 years ago, but I'm thinking.
Oh, I was too young. So, yeah.
Oh, fuck off! You know that. No, maybe even more than 20 years ago, to be honest. We were at college, so probably about 19, 20. And so my mate's dad was the kid. Well, he looked after this sports club at the bar at a sports club. And we go in there play. I play rugby outside them with some other people, and then we fucking play with this so-called band that practice in there. It was great. It was a great setup. And but he had a little bar. I mean, mate, if we left money behind bar, we could grab a beer. And I always remember there being Löwenbräu in there because we had to walk through the bar to get through the staff entrance and stuff. So I always remember because it's that blue label. It's so iconic. Mm-hmm. But I remember thinking, Mark Beer Hooligan saying that he really rates the Löwenbräu one. The Festbier. I've never had it myself.
Yeah. I've got a bottle of it in the Frigidaire, but I haven't had that one yet. I only got one bottle of it. So I need to give that one a go.
Yeah, I just find it fascinating that somebody that is who became like a big global brand, because I don't see these guys as a global brand really.
No,
still very much in these specialist kind of supermarkets, super specialist stores, really, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even
seems like Augustiner, isn't it? It's like they're the most elusive.
Yeah, they are. They really. That's the one that is probably the hardest to find out of all of these series I've found. Well, they come into the UK very, very late. You know, I think it's only the last 4 or 5 days.
Which is fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Because obviously they're not making any beer for the festival. They'd have an excess, so they'd want to get it out there, it out to the world, because this stuff doesn't just appeal locally; it's got a global interest.
Yeah, and I mean they produce so much of it for Oktoberfest. Yeah. So, but I mean traditionally a Märzen is called Märzen because it was brewed in March. Mm. I don't know if that's still the case where they brew it that early. Probably not with more sophisticated brewing methods. They probably don't brew it in March now for a festival in September.
Yeah. I remember looking through some of the date. I think one of them had a bottled on that. I can't remember which one it was out of all of them, but I think it was July. I think one of them was July.
Oh, okay. So they're probably still thinking something was going to go ahead.
Well, I know it was cancelled very early on. It was cancelled in the spring.
Yeah.
So they knew that it wasn't happening. So I don't know, unless they had already got the ingredients way before. They probably get the ingredients, ahead of time, just on the amount of stuff that they need to brew the stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, going back to what Jake was saying about March, I mean, traditionally it was brewed as a slightly stronger beer, and it was lagered for like 3 months. Mm-hmm. That was the entire thing, wasn't it? And I mean, the kind of the supposed tradition of the festival is all about it's a royal wedding, isn't it? But beyond that, it's more to do with you focusing just on the beer. It's essentially the beer that was brewed because that was supposedly. It'd get too hot to brew, and wild yeast would appear potentially during those hot summer months. So that's why they brewed then, and they brewed it stronger, and they lagered it, and obviously it'd be kept in kind of like vaults, lagering for months and months. So it'd make it a bit stronger, so it'd last the kind of time. But then they'd pull it out in kind of August, September. But Oktoberfest is because they're getting rid of it. Essentially, it's like the beer that's left over. So they created a festival to get rid of the beer that was
drink it all.
what they brewed, so you don't go to waste. Yeah.
Which is how it should be, shouldn't it? No beer should be no beer left behind. I'll just run through a few comments.
There's probably there's no festival where there's more wasted beer than at Oktoberfest.
Yeah. just the shenanigans of doing that with
left around.
Yeah.
People
losing it. And it was like it reminds me of when I had my stag do. I'm not one for sort of like going clubbing or anything like that. So like we just got a massive house and we got loads of beer in, got loads of whiskey and loads of different drinks. And I've got a cousin who's fucking nuts, absolutely insane nuts. And like he was just drinking the whole time, drinking. Wake up in the morning, start drinking, but then what we found out when we were doing the clear up is it'd drink and then have like 4 or 5 sips, and then it'd just be a can left there. So it was just so much wasted beer. So he was drinking constantly, but it wasn't actually the quantity that we thought.
That's very odd.
Yeah. So, but it wasn't like some of them were empty, but it wasn't like an intentional thing. But it was just like he was getting so hammered, and you're just leaving everything about. It was good. I've got fond memories of my stag do. It was very good. We took over this whole little village, and they were like, "What the fuck have you come to a stag do here for?" And it's like, well, it's the big house.
It sounds like he was trying to impress people by his drink.
Oh no! Well, no, it was literally he was just forgetting about it. Yeah, no, he was. Yeah, no, it was. He was cracking a beer, swigging it, putting it down, and then it's like, where the fuck's my beer? And he was opening.
Yeah, they're all yours.
Yeah, it wasn't until the clear up. I was like, well, you not like I found 4 that are like half full. But we walked. We got a breakfast because you got to get a breakfast. So we walked and got a breakfast, and on the way home he went to a shop, and this was like 10 in the morning, and got a 4-pack and drank them on the way home. And he did finish all of those because it was while we were walking. It was his.
He didn't lose them, did he?
No, he didn't even come to the wedding. He didn't even come to the wedding in the end. It was a bit of a flake, but there we go. It was a lively stag do anyway. Right, I'm just going to run through a few of these comments.
Stag do and after party, main things. The actual party.
Yeah, well, the whole stag do was an after party because we got a house and we're staying there for days and stuff. So
run through them.
Yeah, I'll run through these comments. Am I not Rasko? #disco. This could get confusing. It does get confusing, but I love you guys in the comments. And I love they do great Instagram live shows. I don't know if anyone knows that. Rasko and Disco do some great Instagram live shows.
Yeah, I've been watching 1 or 2 after the event.
Yeah. Pint size. Hello, Ollie.
Right,
how you doing? The award-winning beer trooper. Pint size. Multiple award-winning. Nominated as well. Didn't win them all. Hope you've all got your walking sticks under the table to piss down like in the olden days.
Oh, is that a thing? Pissing down.
What do you have unscrew the top or something and piss in your walking stick? There you go. I'll use my tripod. I've
got an old I've got a pre-used cardboard tube knocking around if that'll do.
Yeah, it's a bit porous that one. Knobhead pour. Yeah, we're going to be trying to do a few knobhead pours tonight.
I've just got
Well, his favourite.
Yeah. Oh, the Hofbräu's Savarios. I'm sorry, Savario. We're butchering your name probably every time. The Hofbräu's his least favourite. What do you think, Craig? Because you've had a lot of these. Where does Hofbräu stand in your?
I thought it was. Well, I'm not going to say because we've still got another beer to go, but I'll say after.
All right.
Okay, we'll go for it after.
I don't want to do any.
Cheers,
spoilers.
you poker pint pinching pals from PA Brew News. That's a good one.
Prost.
I love a bit of alliteration. You can't beat it. Cheers, Paul and Ollie. And brewed in Kentucky in the US won't buy any of their products. Who's that?
I presume Spartan.
Spartan? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because they be in both drink. Yeah.
Well, no, I think
I've got my as you can see. I'm doubling up, Paul. I'm sure you love this. So it's a Budweiser Stein, sent to me by Chad's Beer Reviews. I'm sure you love that.
I've only just noticed the Budweiser bit.
Yeah, that is a lovely stein though. That it really is.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It makes me feel Christmassy. I want to watch Home Alone.
It's a Festbier glass or cup. Or mug.
You could just say it's the Budweiser from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, it's the.
But we know
the
it's
king. King of Festbier.
Right.
Yeah. The king of
Oh,
Festbiers.
we've got our first super chat of the night. Ollie's given us 35 Deutschmarks. There we go.
Non-legal tender.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah. Nothing like redundant currency. I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get. Spaten has never been fantastic. The Franziskaner Dunkelweiss is actually very, very good.
Okay,
Oh, it's all right.
Oh, I had Erdinger Dunkelweiss tonight. Actually, I was sort of prepping. I had Bacantis. tonight. I was.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
It was surprising, but compared to the Hofbräu, it was very unbalanced, very spiky, and Hofbräu is a more quaffable,
Unrefined.
Yeah, and we just like refined.
I think I know. For me, I think I know what order they're going to go in, but we'll see if it comes true or not.
Well,
You never know.
because I don't know about you guys. I've not got a hell of a lot of this left.
No, I've got a little
No,
bit, but I'm
and,
doing my host duties. Hold on, let me.
Chances are we'll have more than the three. Because I thought this would last us a lot longer, but clearly we're in the
We're in the mood.
in the mood.
And then Oh God, we've got a lot of comments. Thank you so much for everyone commenting tonight. I'm going to try and run through them. I'm going to run through them a little bit quicker now, if that's okay, just so we can get. Löwenbräu was horrid, as well as Carlsberg. Yep. Windows Review says, "Hi PA." He retorts with a "Hi Thomas." Classic interaction. If I found Löwenbräu, I'd still buy it just to have it again, since it's been like Rob almost 20 years ago. Well, there you go. Sometimes you got to go back. I found a crate of Augustiner in Bamberg randomly. Ooh, what? Oh,
Stuck in a bush shelter.
Yeah, Queen Ludwig is pretty good stuff.
Koenig. It'd be ooh with an umlaut, wouldn't it? Ooh.
Yeah. Nice. Löwenbräu is always in booths, and the Oktoberfest one. There is a bottled version which is German, then a low ABV one that is brewed in Luton. Oh, come on.
Exotic. Bit of Löwenbräu.
Oh, here you go. James knows his stuff. Here's the research man. Is confirming what Rob was saying.
Yeah.
Hi James, I'm chunking Augustiner Edelstoff right now. Chunking. That's a new one.
We've been moving. Most people will be chunking at the end of Oktoberfest.
Yeah. Oktoberfest beers are fest beers now, though, rather than Märzen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is sad.
Yes,
I prefer a
completely agree,
coming from
my Michael Jackson book, what was produced where I don't know where it is. I've moved it. I've had it out. There it is. It was probably published in like 1985. He talks about the pressures of making kind of paler beers for Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Probably because it's just that became the prevalent style. Pilsner and Helles became the more kind of popular styles, didn't it? And it's it's all about shifting fucking units, isn't it? This place, and if you've got something a bit more challenging, like a Märzen,
But the in doing research for the show, what I found out actually is in Oktoberfest beer festivals and stuff that they hold in the US, you're more likely to find Märzen than you are Festbier. So the breweries that brew there, they produce Märzens, and they don't necessarily produce Festbiers, which is interesting. So that might be why Paul Fraser Märzen, because there's he can get them, he can soak them up.
Exactly.
He sounds like Peter at the piss up after a while. Yeah. Savory says, Norbertus Festbier, 5.8% alcohol. Now we're talking about some serious beer. It's quite rare to find, but it's awesome. Okay, I've never heard of that one. Have you guys heard of that one? Norbertus. That sounds quite a rare one.
I mean, there's lots of
get that on your list.
There's lots of fest beers, but it's just pardon me.
Randomly has 5 glasses, front of him half drank. I've cracked the Einger Märzen. I had it in the fridge. You're in for a treat. Oh, okay. Little spoiler alert for what's to come.
Very good, very good. I do like Einger.
Yeah. No, and actually, Funners is No, Naturally Fun was down the rod. I don't know, Paul. You've lost me on that one. But
Paul, if he's driving or something, he uses like a voice
with
recording
voice thing,
doesn't it?
yeah.
So
No, I think
it's
that was
sometimes a little bit archaic.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Look, cheers, Jake. 10:30 p.m. Saturday Night Live. Tune into Rasko and Disco on Instagram there. Hashtag Pistic. We all need one. Hofbräu House is brewed in Kentucky. Okay. Spatab is definitely on his voice recorder. Has this unrefined malt liquor twinge to it. Yeah, well, unrefined is what we've said. Really, it's a little bit. But that was comparatively. I didn't think that until I had the Hofbräu. I think it's a compliment, gents. We are like, oh, okay. Come on, you can't do it twice. Just because there's two of you.
Shameless bastards.
Just because there's two of you. Blowing chunking if the ABV too high for session. Shabba. From Stuart Carswell.
So far.
Yeah. Stuart, we may be picking up some FBO. We may be picking up some FBO in a few of these beers. We'll tell you. Yes, the Oktoberfest here are mostly Märzens. There you go. See?
Well, that's it. That's the interesting thing. I mean, I've had a bunch of American Oktoberfest beers. Most prominently in my mind, Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest. But that's it. I mean, they'll look at traditions. Yeah, and that's what their references will be for brewing that kind of thing. But that's it. I mean, for the breweries that are making the beer for the festival, I think it's just about you've got a fuckload of people there, and what is the most popular thing going to be, because that's going to make a shed load of cash. Mm-hmm. What's the easiest drinking thing? What's the most approachable thing? And as Jake said right from the start, it's a derivative of Helles. Yeah, probably the Oktoberfest beer, because that's probably I don't know this for a fact, but I would imagine that's the most popular style of beer in Germany is the Helles. Should know about thing. I love Helles.
Another one is Sam Adams. That's one of the main ones as well.
We get it drinking that earlier. Someone said they're drinking that earlier, didn't they?
Yeah, but we get it over here. Really kind of. It varies from year to year whether we get it or not. It's weird.
Humongous they are, yeah. Well, it's brewed on. Well, that's it. Sam Adams got that agreement to brew. Champagne milk. So you'll just never get anything of much interest apart from Boston Lager.
It's normally Boston Lager is the big one.
The old Kentish lager. Boston.
And last comment in this little run is, if I have to choose about having the Mage Brewery Oktoberfest beer from Germany, I would choose Augustiner Brau, which I think a lot of people probably would.
Yeah, there's a lot of fondness for Augustiner in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, their Helles for me is that's the Helles.
It's the cream of the crop.
Yeah, the light beer is one of my favourites.
It is an absolute cracker. Well, many moons ago, we did a lager night on one of these, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
With some contemporary lagers, and the Augustiner still kind of stood. It was actually hoppier than the modern kind of like it were north and one of the megahertz, like a high ABV one from a modern brewery, and the Augustiner was still the hoppiest one of the lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things about hoppy. When someone says hoppy, it can mean such a plethora of things. Like hoppy is such a bad descriptor, isn't it? Really, because every beer's hoppy. It has a hop character to it, so that can mean it's dependent on style, isn't it?
Hop forward.
If I ever go,
you pulling me up on my use of the word hoppy.
No. Yes, no, of course not.
If I ever go to Germany, that's one of the things I want to do is have Augustiner Helles on the pump thing.
I was due to go to Munich this year. It was booked, had a hotel. It was with work, but I would have gone to beer places.
Yeah.
And gotten.
Me and Peter were going to fly into Munich, and then we were going to get the train down to Bamberg. That was the plan. That was part of my amazing plan for 2020. And look what happened.
And then someone ate a fucking bat. And then everything
I'm gonna throw this out there. I'm gonna say I'll get to the next one, which will be the Iyengar. So I'm just going to kitchen, and then for the last, and then we'll be done with the three, and then we can go on to whatever we want. I've got a Schneider, and we'll get the snacks out.
We get the snack. I've got my
I've got the snacks out after the next one.
Yeah.
I've got pretzels and
I'll get the crackers out.
All right. Yeah. So
Right,
we'll go.
I'm off to get me. Yeah, Inga.
Rob's off. I'll blow through a few more of these. Yeah. We saw that one, didn't we? We saw that one too.
Yeah, that's it from there.
Never too high for a session. Rauchmarzen ist König. I'll trust you. We did a blind German versus US Oktoberfest taste test, and Sam Adams won it on my channel. Like, comment, and sub, you bastards. That was a great one. That's great.
I do remember watching that.
Yeah. Helles is just one lager, basically. Czech has the equivalent of a Svelti.
I've had a Svelti or two in my time.
Yeah. Savrio, have you ever had anything from Bruton? Okay. See if Savrio replies to that one. There we go. Right. On to the Einga, which is the only non-Oktoberfest beer, but not too far from Munich. It's Munich adjacent.
Festbier.
But yeah, Festbier. The other two being probably classed as Festbiers because they are part of the festival, aren't they?
Yeah. Well. Funnily enough, so they can actually put Oktoberfest on their bottles. Einga used to have It used to be Oktoberfest Märzen, but they couldn't then use Oktoberfest because it's a protected word.
A lot of websites had a different label to what I've got and what Craig's got. Yeah. Maybe that was the old Oktoberfest.
Yeah, it's the old label, which I think they used until quite. I think it was quite a recent thing.
That's a number of online bottle shops using Google image search to produce their graphics for their websites.
I've seen you see some. You go on to some of these online stores, and I think I got this from Honest Brew, and the label for the beer wasn't that one.
No, it wasn't. No, it was the other one.
Yeah.
More simple label. That's virtually every Einga bottle looks like that with a slight variation.
And then they changed the colour of the horseshoe band sort of. That's I'm pretty happy with that pour.
That's a cracker.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Golf club. I still can't do it.
If I was more social media savvy, I would have taken
mine.
Yeah, that looks great. That looks absolutely fantastic.
It's actually my worst part of the lot, but
we'll never know.
We'll
never know what it is.
We all do the same, Rob.
But it has to be said that is the darkest beer of the night. We're talking full on amber. There.
It's just
so different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aroma wise, that is so different. A lot more kind of like earthy toffee.
Yeah, I'm getting a big fresh baked bread smell from that.
Oh, as I said on whether it's this one or another, it might have been it's still a Märzen though. It's just it reminds me of the early hours of the morning of a bakery. It's got that.
Oh, such poetry.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, no, it is fresh baked bread. Like when it's still in the oven, it's the aroma coming from the oven.
It just comes out and it's just wallop. There you go.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's completely different. I mean, before we're getting lemony, sort of
almost drinking
grassy vibes, and this is completely different.
Yeah, it's completely different.
It's definitely a nice grainy.
Yeah, absolutely. Freshly milled.
Yeah,
that kind of slightly kind of crystally kind of like grains.
Really, really enjoyable aromas. Like gorgeous.
Yeah,
brown bread. It's like very granular brown bread. That's probably
the fancy stuff. The seeds on the top.
Yeah, that'll tighten your leaderhosen with that one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
which you do in my research. If you look at any hashtag Oktoberfest on Instagram, you're gonna find some lederhosen shots. Let me tell you that. My eyes are open.
One or two.
Yeah. But
Shall
we
we?
gotta go for it. We gotta go for a swig. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, now. Come on now. Different ball game, isn't it? That's lovely.
That's good.
Completely different style of beer.
Yeah.
I mean, they both technically fall under the lager category, but I mean, this for me, it's bready, it's malty, there's a touch of not spices in like heat, but there's something going on, like I don't know what that is, like cardamom or something like that. There's I
know what you mean.
Yeah,
it's definitely got it's rye bread. It's a bit of pumpernickel, isn't it?
Yeah. Probably like rye spiciness.
A really
probably
rounded out kind of like bready thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, malted rye. There's a slight sweetness there as well, but it's got more body. More body. The beer.
Oh, that's delightful.
Yeah, that's really good. That's surprised me, that one.
But point being, I guess you can see that this, if you were trying to drink liters and liters of this, you're not gonna. It's not as for the average man on the street or woman on the street. You're not gonna. It's a lot easier to drink the last two than it is to drink
this is heavier. It's richer. It's heavier. Definitely.
But ABV is 5.8.
Yeah. Exactly.
But lovely robust kind of flavour on that. Oh, that's delightful.
You would never think that the one before was 6.3. That's easier.
I mean, that one was like you could, smash it down without thinking about it.
That
whereas this smacks you down the chops a little bit more. This one, doesn't it? It almost drinks like a bigger beer than it actually is.
Yeah. It's like sooner or later you're going to hit the wall with that one because it's a bit more filling. Like eat half a loaf of brown bread or something. It's got that, but it's still very good. But then, I think one stein of this would be, I'll be done. I'd have to go on something else.
Especially. So a stein's 1 litre, isn't it? Is that what a stein is?
A stein is 2.5 pints.
2.5
but that don't exist in Germany.
Well, whatever it is, it's 2.5 pints.
So it's either half a litre or a litre in the average bar in Germany.
2.5 pints.
You're allowed for the head though. That's what that is.
So is it a litre then? You've got one. You've got the official glass in front of you.
Okay, so
no, this is just a pint. I'm talking about the actual big, like steins.
Yeah. Oh no, I thought you had the big.
2.5 imperial pints is 1.4 litres.
0.4.
1.4. So hold on.
That's interesting.
A stein in pints. Here we go.
It's pre-imperial, isn't it?
Oh, so apparently a stein is 2 pints. The stein glass will hold 2 pints. However, the line on the glass is unofficial and may be slightly inaccurate.
But therein lies the situation with what various nations define as a pint.
Yeah.
But then,
German
adopted the metric before we still got the imperial pint.
Top of the glass, the foam. Forget about that. Actually, what you can get in there is 2.5 pints.
But they probably don't fill it to 2.5 pints, do they? They leave a couple of inches to the head. But that's still, it's enough. That's enough in a...
2 pints is what I thought it would be, around about that sort of number. Yeah, 2 pints. Imagine 2 pints of this. Oh.
Yeah, I went like
one of an hour.
One of the best Oktoberfest things I've been to is one here where I live, and it was run by the company I used to do the beer tastings for.
Yeah.
And they did a really good one, and that was all proper steins, and it was quite small. It was quite a small event. There was probably maybe 100 people in the whole thing. It wasn't one of the big commercial, because you see those touring ones, don't you? That used to happen where it was like £40 a ticket and all this like craziness. But this one was really good. They got Paulaner and they got Pschorr, and so there was good ones. But they also got UK breweries to me. So they had Calver's Dunkel one, and I had a big Steiner Calver's Dunkel, which is probably if you're going to get a Calver's beer, their Dunkel is their best beer.
Cool.
And that was one of the best like sort of Oktoberfest things I've been to. And they got pretzels and bratwurst and all that sort of thing, and it was really, and it was good because they had the band on, and it just wasn't many people, and it just was just really nice. It was just, and they did it well. It wasn't gimmicky like or trying to, because it didn't look like an Oktober. When you walked in, it was held in an old church. That was the venue for it, and they set up all bars around it, around the church for like pulling beer and stuff, and so it was a bit of a different one, but it was really good.
Everything you were saying there, it makes me, well, obviously because of the place where we are at the moment, it's not, it's far from likely, but everything you were saying there was making me think, because there is this embracing of lager from like all the top UK breweries, and I was straight away thinking, I bet you Don Zerko would do a fantastic Festbier, or a fantastic Märzen. And then you're thinking, but then I had Rustic Lager from Burning Sky recently. It was like, that was amazing. Fucking Burning Sky doing one. Yeah. You could have this kind of like craft kind of Oktoberfest, and it'd absolutely do bonkers business.
Yeah, craft Oktoberfest.
You've named it already. Get that trademarked already.
Yeah. I'm going to get the domain.
Matt Curtis is going to fucking buy that in the morning if you're not careful.
There's already been a craft lager festival in Manchester, I believe. Was it last year?
Yeah, it was it Manchester Union? They did
something like that.
Yeah.
Yep, good stuff. They've got a lovely glass as well. I don't know if me and Peter went like.
Is it Braybrook? Then were there and a few others.
Braybrook,
They're pretty good.
I mean, you have like Utopian and stuff like that. Like the beers I had from Utopian were crazy. They were
Cladwater make great lagers.
Yeah.
Lager-centric craft brewers out there now, and it's
but I think even like Lost and Grounded.
Yeah,
that's where it's going to be. That's where the festival's going to be. At their brewery.
Their business is Keller Pils, isn't it? That's their business. They do other beers, but Keller Pils is their business.
Keller Pils, that's a Keller Pils.
Yeah, it's a Keller Pils. Yeah.
Bristoberfest.
Bristolberfest. well, funny you say that. That Bristol Beer Festival that they had, because they held a beer festival in COVID times, and it looked great. The way that they'd done it, obviously they had the weather on their side because it was all outdoors, but it looked great, and for me that was looking at those photos and everything they did. That's the benchmark for how you get on with a festival. Easier in the summer, obviously in the winter, when September, October, when most festivals are, you're not going to do it.
I can't actually believe. I don't know. I mean, we're going a bit off topic, obviously, but this London Craft Beer Festival thing in November. I'm sorry.
It's not going to happen, I don't think.
Do they not realise what's... I mean, anyway, I don't want to get on to that, but yeah.
No, the only thing with that is it's all down to the council. Essentially, the council have got to cancel your festival because if not, you won't get your insurance money back.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, but the festival organisers can't cancel it because then they lose money. They have to be cancelled by the local authorities to say can't do it, and then that's how they get there. This is worldwide. If you got an event planned like in advance, and somebody so that's all it is. I mean, it might go ahead. That's why the Bristol one went ahead, which was a real surprise. Yeah, and it's great that they made provision to make it work as well. But then London one.
That venue, like obviously Bristol had that harbour side venue, which is great. The London one is indoors, even though some bits are uncovered. It's like you're indoors, but there's still open ceiling. It won't be the same.
Yeah,
I mean we're at close quarters, aren't we?
I think we've got loads of comments.
Yeah,
we have.
loads. We've got loads, Jake. Loads.
We have, which is great. So thank you everyone for commenting. I'm gonna run. Where did we get up to? We got up to Svelty, didn't we? We got up.
We
to
didn't get.
James's...
I don't think we got the music on this time round as well when we toasted.
Yeah, we got to there.
Oh, did we not?
No,
We'll do it.
Just
later.
go from there. Go from there. Yeah, there.
Oh, there we go. Davor. Today I did have some nice nice beers. 2 from Verdant. Oh, okay. I remember Davor saying he was getting some Verdant over there. They're 300 laps of the. Oh, I had that the other day, and I've got a review coming out later, of that one and Black Lager.
I love the Black Lager. I've had multiple cans of the Black Lager. It was lovely.
It's good.
Of course, on draft in famous Lajba pub. Davor, come on, man. Tell me how you're supposed to say that. Ljubljana.
No, it's the capital of Luxembourg.
Oh.
I think. Luxembourg, anyway, I think.
No, I haven't. Here in Italy, we have too much to choose. And since I live in Trieste... Oh, God, come on, man. Come on, guys. Trieste. I've also the Slovenian brewery to choose. I only have one belly. Don't we all?
Yeah.
Taking me a bloody hour to set up a YouTube channel to toast Prost from the Gammon Baron there. Well,
right,
thanks for
thanks for taking the effort.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thanks for setting up a YouTube channel. You don't have to set up a YouTube channel. It's just a Gmail account, isn't it? And then you can. But there you go. Well,
thanks.
I expect to see.
Nice to see you, mate.
Yeah, I expect to see some YouTube videos coming soon. Dry and bitter double dippy do Dinner beer IPA. And 3-headed cod from Steve Baguettes.
Exactly. Well, actually, I posted a review of the first one, a double dippy do, yesterday, I think. But I love the fact that double New England IPA. How are all those wankers on Instagram going to abbreviate that into one silly word?
Is it a silent D?
Cod? I think 3-headed cod is an absolute cracking.
Yeah,
love it.
Einger's deal. I respect them very much.
I want to try their Dunkel, as Davor mentioned the other day. It's been on my radar. That and the Hofbräu Dunkel. They're on my sites. Anyway. And
Davor said too much to pick up to Savaria.
Yeah.
It's funny you should drink a mass of beer, which liter of beer, since you drinking 500 ml, you are drinking lady size of glass. Come on. Male drink 1 liter and female half liter. Well, I see no gender. I'll drink the amount of beer that I want to drink. My perfect measure of beer is a third.
Don't define me by the size of my glass.
Exactly. I want to drink
my
a third.
Earthware Stein.
Like if I go into somewhere and they don't serve thirds, I'm like, well, you could easily serve a third.
I love a third, but I'm a Ponce.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
beer Ponce.
Duration are making the best lagers in the UK for me. I don't think I've ever had a duration lager. I've had a lot of their other beers, but I've never had a duration lager.
Me neither.
No. I have to give it a go.
Burning Sky.
Oktoberfest was. I remember you went to that, Rob, didn't you? Did you go to
last year. The festival was really fun. Yeah, but it wasn't really this type of thing. Track had their kind of ridiculous 9% triple fruit goes and all that. Yeah, it was good. It was a really good day. It was a really fun day.
Was it just after when we went to?
It was a week before. Yada yada, because they still had all the.
Yeah, because I remember you telling me about it when we were there. Right?
Yeah, when I was
September.
Yeah.
When I was a bit hungover the next day, they still had some of the things up on the walls and stuff. I remember that.
Yeah, a little bit hungover.
Just a little. Craig was just a little bit. Well, we'll move on from that. Mersey Beers. Donzoka did a Fest Lager, the Monster Lager collab last year.
Oh, right. Okay.
Cool. Gammon Baron, welcome to YouTube. I have heard that it may be not a fad. well, come on, Adam. You got to start your channel. When's your high-speed internet coming, Adam? Come on, start your channel.
You threatened.
There we go. We're all put up, and I need a piss.
There you go.
Really bad.
Come on,
I ain't broken the seal yet.
I mean, I've had.
I don't even feel the need.
I've slowed down on this.
I have had a can of Faith and Erdinger Dunkelweiss before this.
I didn't ask you to do that.
No, No, you didn't. It was on my own accord, and now I need a piss. So I'll see you in a second. You vamp. Keep it.
Vamping.
I mean, we'll wait till Jake comes back, but I know what order of preference I have got mine in.
Yeah, I think I know mine as well.
Yeah. No, I kind of knew before, but you never know, though, do you? With different bottles, you just sometimes.
With just this 3, or with all of them that you've had?
Well, I mean, we can do these 3, and then I can do. See, I can't remember. I mean, without.
It's only like 5 days. Craig can't remember the beer he had last week.
I had 10 of them. There's only 6 official. So.
Did you post the Schneider today?
This
Schneider Festbier.
7:30.
Yeah, I think I got an alert. Is that what? Is that what you posted today? Because that's my post.
Yeah,
post Festbier.
I had one yesterday. I don't know what I'm going to have for because I've got
dramatically different. It's so I presume it's a Schneider, so it'll be a Weiss beer, and it's hopped with Cascade, I think.
Yeah, I was reviewing it, and I saw it somewhere that it was hopped with this. I'm like, and then I come to the review, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I couldn't remember what hop it was. I was like, oh well.
I think it's Cascade. I think it says on the bottle.
Yeah, I read it, and then you know what it's like, and then it's like. It ain't on the bottle. It's not my bottle.
Maybe I looked on website, but yeah. So that's going to be my kind of like post fest beer. That's when I'll get me pretzel out for the Diamond and Heron.
It's one of 2 Fest Hefeweizens, if you like, that I've had this week.
Oh right, what was the other one?
The Erdinger Oktoberfest.
Oh wow! I've not seen that in a long time. I used to have. He's got a suitable hat. I don't have a suitable hat.
It's actually one of my children's hats.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a kid's hat.
I've got a child's like crash helmet over there. Might not do the job really.
I look more like a farmer.
It's doing it. You just needed like a check shirt. Yeah. Put 2 belts over your. Put 2 belts over your shoulders. It'd look quite authentic.
I'm like a jazz man. It's got a guitar.
October jazz.
Yes.
Look like Peter Sellers.
Yeah. We're going for more of like a Pete Doherty vibe.
No.
Peter Sellers on the old Oktoberfest.
With a questionable German accent.
Yeah.
I was expecting like the French policeman on LOLO, but German.
Good moaning.
Pissed by her wall.
Good moaning.
Good moaning.
Exactly, but German.
Yeah.
I won't even know where to start, to be honest.
Good morning. No, it's not the same.
Guten Abend, meine Herren.
Some of the ridiculousness of that is that's the best part of that. Absolutely.
But yeah,
he's on the water on the side. Look at that. Or is it vodka?
That was straight vodka.
Yeah, I thought.
I need a little refresher.
Just like a livener.
Yeah.
But no, this is a lovely beer. Lovely beer.
It is. It's definitely the heaviest. Like if we were at Oktoberfest and we were going around the tents trying it, if we tried the Spartan first, I would like, fucking hell, this is good. We could stay on this. But then the Hofbräu is the one that you want to. Out of the 3 we've had, obviously, it could be different when we're there. But out of the 3 we've had, Hofbräu is the one where I would have the most of it. Not necessarily my favorite. The favorite is the Eyinger.
Yeah.
But it's the one. Hofbräu is the one you could have the most.
So
You're glad I talked you out of having this first.
yeah. Well, because before we started this, Rob was like, "What we having first?" I was like, "Well, Einger's the only non-Oktoberfest beer, so we'll do that first." But then but I'm glad we changed the order.
Yeah.
having them this week,
Just got so much more
kind of
fun.
anyway. So, I had an order, and then fortunately you were on the same page. So,
but I will say the Weinschaffiner Festbier is really drinkable as well. That is I've got another. I had a bottle of it this week. I've got another bottle of it in the fridge. That was really good. That is, and it's proper just sinkable. You don't have to think about it.
Is that a Weissbier at its heart?
No, it is more along the lines of like the Hofbräu type thing, where it's just absolutely sinkable.
As they are a Weissbier brewery.
Yeah, no, it's not a Weiss style. I don't think. At least it doesn't come off that way. It pours clear. Yeah,
crystal Weiss, pink, pinkest, and all that kind of business. You can do like very pale, non-hazy.
Yeah.
Back in a minute.
Oh, he's going.
Is he breaking the seal as well? Rob wins. We owe him £400. We have to send him £400.
I haven't gone yet. So.
It's the old
I know you've not gone yet.
Well,
we can't see any lower than the Craig just covered in piss.
It's just again.
Not again.
Oh.
No, I do like Einge. Obviously, a local kind of unfortunate connection to Einge. Einge was brewed on license by Samuel Smith for a long time.
Oh, okay.
So my first experience of a supposed Einge beer was Fanny's in Saltaire, which is
Great name.
It's a terrible pub. It's kind of good, but it's terrible at the same time.
Yeah.
But their lager was Alpine lager, which essentially was Einge brewed on license without permission by that point, because Sam Smiths are a bunch of dodgy bastards.
Yeah.
So, but they had the proper like box kind of tap with the old fella, which is like the granddad of the owner and stuff. But once upon a time it would have been called Eingebräu, and which is probably just the Helles. But yeah, it turned into Alpine Lager, Sam Smith's, and you could get, which I don't think Jake's been to, but I think Craig's been to. There's a pub in Leeds called The Ship, which is Sam Smith's pub, and you can get the. Maybe you did come.
Yeah, I've been there.
Did you go to Ship? Yeah.
So it's like the main drag, as it were.
Yeah, up a little side alley and up and go upstairs.
Yeah.
So and you could get the Weissbier in there on draft, and that was an absolute chef's kiss of a beer. It was an absolute cracker, and it had its own glass and stuff. It was, it's kind of place where I'd take people to just to drink that beer,
try that beer,
which would be based on Einger's Weissbier. Yeah, but yeah. Big fan. Oh, but the hat's gone. Come on, get your fucking hat back on, lad.
Come on.
Hang on, has he got another one?
If it's just a big, huge hat, I love it.
He's putting on these bloody sousaphone.
Oh, there we go. It's back.
Sorry to this.
But the...
I wish Craig had a very tightly manicured.
I can nearly do it with mine.
Oh, that's doing it for me, mate.
That's
doing it for me.
Give a little bit of a.
Yeah, I like it.
It's too Poirot. It's too Poirot.
No. It's doing it for me. It's adding what I needed.
Yeah.
To our Bavarian.
It always works because for some reason I've got a chin strap and it doesn't connect. It never connects. So I can flip it out a little bit.
No, I think you should go the other way. Embrace the gap.
Embrace it. Oh, it went downwards. Oh, boo. There we go. This is premium content. This is
going to be losing.
This is the premium
viewers.
content. Yeah.
Fucking turning your dash down again.
Before I left, you were talking about fannies.
Yeah.
I've been there when I
Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt.
Stuart took his fannies, didn't he? I think.
Yeah. We had, I can't remember what that was like 4 years ago though when I first came up.
Yeah.
I went on
Fannies.
a Stuart tour and
Yeah. I dipped out halfway, went home and had some dinner, came back and joined back up again.
It's like, not really. I don't care.
Rob just said, "I'm not entering fannies with you. I'm going home for some dinner." And then
you can enter fannies with Stuart.
Yeah, that's it. Right. So I'm gonna
comments
through
before this
few more
goes off the rails.
Yeah, and then we'll see. And then we'll see what we're doing after it. And then we'll see what we're doing after. Don't take it. Oh, we've read that one. We've read that one. Oh no, have we read that one? High speed internet was due yesterday, delayed due to BT OpenReach. Well, that's what they do.
Actually, Adam, I understand your pain.
Yeah, that's what.
You just got to go with Virgin, by the way. Sorry.
BT
Yeah, but a lot of the time, you still need BT to set it up. Not with Virgin.
Virgin are the only company that don't use the BT infrastructure.
Yeah.
I can go into a really long, boring conversation about that, but let's not. But
anyway, we'll save that for after.
Don't use the infrastructure.
Bankrupt anyway, so.
About as German as Indiana Jones' dad in The Last Crusade. Sean Connery. Sean Connery was.
Well,
the
who's
dad.
going to save you now, Junior?
Shave you now. I had tried the Green Gold Rocket Queen from the Green Gold Brewery. It was amazing. For your English beer reviews, you should try more Slovenian craft breweries. They are fantastic. Yeah. It's not too much of a. Probably James. James has probably tried a couple of Slovenian breweries.
James is the guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
Davos
Davos from Slovenia. So
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, Davo can tell you a bit about that. Could a beer ever achieve the height of a triple chef's kiss? Oh, I reckon. There's got to be a good beer. There's got to be a beer.
But never for Adam, though, because Adam will never give a full rating on Untapped. So
his own
he
rating
will
system.
never be fully happy.
Well, I always think, for me, with a chef's kiss, it's not the mwah. So that's good. If you get one of them, that's good. But mine's this. If you go like this, mwah, like a little build up. So that's multiple chef's kisses to a big build up. That's a good beer. Yeah. So it could be more than 3. It could and there you go. So we've all got our different rating systems.
Absolutely.
And then we've got Davos saying quite solid brewery these days. Is that about Slovenian breweries? Probably so. And then Merge Beer says Slovenian craft beers don't really come to the UK market. Yeah, what's a big brewery from Slovenia? Can anyone name one off the top of their head? No.
Please, post a comment, tell us. Educate.
There was a brewery, but me and Davil were talking about it last weekend, or I can't remember. No. I was drunk.
No. And then John said, never been in Paddy's. Oh, okay.
Hey, John, come down to Yorkshire.
We'll go with
I'll gladly introduce you to Fanny's.
Yeah. Great stuff. Yeah, not a BT, but because you still need OpenReach. There we go.
I think, Adam, we don't need more of your connectivity problems.
Solid gold or platinum? Don't know what's that referring to. Ready, but Beer 52 did it a few times. Okay, what Slovenian beers? Beer 52 have got a couple of times. Yeah, they're the most likely to get stuff if you're going to get it.
We were talking about Davor with the mythical creatures on the cans, but I can't remember the name of the brewery. I think that's Slovenian, probably not. But after all this, no, it's from there. But, yeah.
And then John Ricks says Mercy Beer's Blue Label. There we go. Which I think is a reference to that one. Oh, hang on. Mosby is saying, steady runner, man. Only five through. It shouldn't happen very often. I like to think it's like winning Takeshi's Castle. Had a couple of close ones this year, though. Takeshi's Castle is great where they're trying to penetrate the ring. And they never did it.
Wow.
Never penetrated the ring.
That's the goal.
On that bombshell. Not for a while. It's my turn now.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm going to grab some snacks. I'm going to grab a Festbier.
Yeah.
A non-allocated Festbier.
Yeah. I've got plenty to choose from. Well, I've got Oktoberfest, Festbier, Märzen. Have I got one of them?
So I've got So from your experience then, Craig, I'll ask you what I should go for next. So I've got in the fridge, I've got the Löwenbräu and I have the ABK. And that's it.
The ABK, which is there, it's saying it's a Festbier, but
it looks dark in the bottle. I don't know how dark it is in the glass.
I ain't too sure, you know. It's saying Festbier, but it's the darkest Festbier I've had.
Yeah, it looks dark in the glass. It looks really dark.
It looks like a Märzen to me, and it tastes a bit it's like that. It might even be darker than this. And this is a Märzen. So it's like, well, I don't know.
Well, maybe I'm going to go for the Löwenbräu just because everyone was reminiscing about it.
It would be a better contrast. I think this would be too similar to what you've just had.
Yeah.
So it might be more of a palate kind of answer.
Yeah, I'm going to go for that just because it's just because everyone's been talking about the Löwenbräu. So I've got to give it a try. What are you going to go for? What have you got left in your stash? I've got another wine Steiner in there, and that was like my favorite that I've had.
Yeah, I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 to choose from.
I really want to try that Augustiner one, but just purely because it's Augustiner.
Yeah, I haven't got that one.
I want to get that one.
I've got 7 others, but not that. I've not had that yet. I might go for the Paulaner with to match with the glass. I've got a can.
Oh, the Paulaner is the only one that I haven't had other than the Augustiner.
Yeah,
but I've had the Paulaner. I've had the Paulaner before, actually, at an Oktoberfest thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first one I actually had. And that was on Sunday, and it kind of blew me away. But perhaps it was because it was my first one, and then go along the line since, and then go back to the first one. Where does it pair up now? I actually give it the highest rating out of the whole lot, believe it or not. And I thought it was the Eyinger, but it wasn't. It was a Paulaner, the first one.
Oh, really? Nice.
So will it be the same now?
Yeah.
Same experiment.
Exactly, yes.
So,
right.
But it's only my palate anyway.
Exactly, yeah.
That's just great.
That's just him.
So I've got
I
got my Schneider Festbier, all £3.59 of it, bargain.
It is. I got mine for free, 6p, so pretty good.
I got my Alpine Fest sausages, which you kindly bought for me. From Lidl.
Yeah, I've got some little pretzels.
Got my pretzel. I got my mustard.
I don't like pretzel.
I like a salty pretzel. Sadly, it's not salty enough for me personally. I like it excessively salty.
If you get to Lidl early, and where they've just put them on there, they're really salty.
To where?
To Lidl. If you get to Lidl when they just put them on the shelf.
Let's go down road.
The Lidl ones. I've got Lidl pretzels.
Moment in my mind earlier, I'm like, pretzels at the Tesco down the road. I think they do. He's got some crazy traditional. We got barbecue cheddars.
What was the phrase you used for your cranberry cheese? It was the greatest phrase that I've ever heard. You put something.
I can't.
I'm gonna have to look back at it because it was the funniest thing I've ever heard put in front of cranberry cheese. Where is it?
I can't remember now.
Here we go. YouTube's waiting on me. There's a lot of shit to go through.
Oh yeah, you talked a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I can't find it. Where's your cheese comment? It was great. Whatever you put in front of cranberry cheese was fucking great. Where's my snacks photo? Oh, I don't know. I'll have to find it later.
Great entertainment, this.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go get another beer.
I said I have some unrelated cranberry cheese.
Unrelated. That was it. Unrelated cranberry cheese. That's a great phrase.
Corner shop.
It's very great.
Crackers. Dinner done. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I had some bratwurst tonight and it was lovely. Had some bratwurst. Had some onions. Had some. I did some chips, but I Germanified it by putting some paprika all over that. Germans love a bit of paprika.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm gonna go get a beer, but I'll just run through a couple of comments. Pint size saying, "I paid you guys 35 Deutschmarks. I thought I'd at least have one of your shirtless by now. I come back and you've actually gained clothes." Yeah, tasty hat. Well, come back in a minute. Come back in a minute, and we'll see how far we get. Bevog is sadly from Austria, but the owner is Slovenian. Okay,
I am familiar with Bavog.
Yeah.
That is the one.
There are 33 people that won Takeshi's Castle. Watched a random vid yesterday where some guy traced the winners. That was so rare. If you ever saw Jake gained a hat, yep.
That's a close-based comment.
YouTube suggested that one to me. Just go, okay, so the Takeshi Castle have been doing the rounds. No way there was 33. That sounds way too high. Only because there was over 5 or 6 episodes. If someone won by penetrating the ring, yeah, exactly. You got to penetrate the ring to win Takeshi's Castle.
I think we're getting off subject here.
Yeah, made the shot. So everyone in the final won a share of the yen. Apparently,
It's comments.
Cranberry cheese sounds like you found bloom in a. I said bloom. Okay. You're trying to remain calm. Okay. I'm glad I fucked up the pronunciation of that one. Oktoberfest with Schwarzwälder Schinken.
I'm not familiar with that, James.
No. Sort of Himalayan Sonic Titan, also not very German. No, it's not very German.
I presume it's something, as I know, James, I'm sure it's meat based.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it could be some sort of schnitzel, maybe. I don't know. Some sort of pork schnitzel. Pint size random YouTube visit suggestions, always learning. Yeah, that's the best thing about YouTube. What is your best non-Bavarian beer? In what aspect of Bavaria? Because that could take many forms. Oh, German but non-Bavarian.
Oh, Jake, you go and grab your beer while
I'll go grab it.
I ain't had a lot of German beer.
Friend from Black Forest, and he is vehemently against Bavaria. He says, "Oh, the quite strange people." And he is from the town where you can get Rotus. That brewery. He's from that place. So that would be more northern, wouldn't it? I guess the most known brewery around those parts, and what I'm more fond of is Jever. I've always been a big fan of Jever. Oddly, my kind of like second most watched video on my channel ever.
Wow, right. I don't Germany wise, it's very. I know. Kolsch's are more north, but then I've not had loads. So, is it Hamburg? Is it Hamburg more? Not Hamburg. Is it Hamburg or Stuttgart? Yeah. Stuttgart. It's that sort of. But yeah, I've not had a lot of them either. So difficult one because I've not had hell of a lot of German, although until the last month. But I'm into trying them just to see where I am with things, and
Well, that's the big
rather
thing
than
you're
observe.
doing at the moment, isn't it? You're definitely going down that road at the moment.
Yeah, but finding out for myself rather than what people tell me, and then see what I like and what I don't like. Because it's like you hear people say, "Oh, you should go for this," and it's like, but then it's on what they like all the time, and that's what beer is. And then you could list loads of stuff without realising you actually might like it. Your palate might like it, So give it a go. Learn
Jay
for
looks
yourself.
like a very authentic pretzel there.
I'm going to go and get my authentic cranberry cheese.
You don't have to.
No.
So, beer that I've
I bought
opened is the Schneider Festbier, Weiss beer, tap 4, so it's Schneider Weiss. So,
check out my review.
yeah, check out Craig's review that he posted this evening at about 7:30. 6.2. From what I understand, it is actually hops with American hops. But,
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose they can define it themselves, can't they? I'm all for pushing the boundaries. I love tradition, but I also love people going outside that, which is how you move forward, isn't it?
yeah, and it's lovely.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem out of place.
I am going to go for the Löwenbräu next, just because it's been mentioned so much tonight. I've got to give it a go.
Do it.
Yeah.
This is lovely. The Iyengar, that's next level shit. That's lovely. That just seems so perfect for what it's intended. This is super easy drinking. This though. Let's say 6.2.
Which for a like an Oktoberfest beer, where you have to drink it in that quantity. Like I couldn't do that with the Iyengar though. Even though it's the tastiest, Iyengar was the tastiest beer. It's not the one I could drink in quantity. This is the ASMR portion of the night where we're just doing slow chewing sounds into the microphone.
To be massively irritating.
I'm trying to
trying to cover my
hamster it. Yeah, just hamster cheek it. There we go. Well, I'm gonna pop this one. Where's my bottle opener? Oh, look at this! I got one of my initial fads of my YouTube channel was I was going to try and do a different bottle opener of every video. This is how
you got one in.
Yeah.
With
this is
your
how
shout.
like unknown of I didn't realize that I was going to do this many videos, so I've got a nice Game of Thrones bottle opener there, which you can use just to kill someone. It's like
you use to kill someone.
Yeah.
No, just that's just because of what I'm chomping on. Your next comment actually is from James Gammon Baron. I'm sure you know James's, don't you?
Yeah.
You're familiar with his lovely photography of amazing looking meat on Instagram. But yeah, so what he mentioned earlier is a smoked Black Forest ham.
Does he mean? Does he mean a smoked ham in like Black Forest berries? Like,
no, it will be it's probably more the region.
Oh, okay. I thought he meant it was like he encased it in like in fruit.
Crazy going.
Which also does sound good.
With his Wednesday day.
Yeah.
From last Christmas, as it turns out, he's been aging his cheese. That's what he tells the neighbours anyway.
He always aged my cheese.
This my Tesco's pretzel is lovely and soft, and I've got my French cheese mustard. I did go to the Polish shop in hope of getting some German mustard, but
the I have to recommend the Lidl baked in the store pretzels are pretty damn good. Yeah, I've got them many a time when I just needed a little lunch. Grab a pretzel. It fills you up. They're so filling. They're so dense.
I've never felt the need for a pretzel.
Oh, they're like 30p. They're like 30p, and you just grab one. There they go.
Even though,
yeah, Well, and also I never found like we live near a Lidl. I don't even shop there. I went to Lidl tonight to pick up these pretzels. Craig, what did you say? What beer you grabbed for your next one?
I picked up a can Paulaner.
Oh, Oktoberfest can. An actual Oktoberfest beer. I'm thinking about picking that one up because that's the one you can get a lot of places, isn't it? That's the.
I reviewed the bottle earlier in the week, but I've not had the can. So
I think the bottle's probably rarer than the can, isn't it? I've seen the can. A lot of people are getting that, but not the bottle.
Yeah, I've got another bottle downstairs. There's both on beer merchants. There's both. So
oh, really? Okay.
that's where I got it from. But yeah, I've still got that from the beer. But yeah.
I'm going to pour the Löwenbräu. Which I mean, there has to be that the label's got to be problematic nowadays. Surely, has no one raised that? People are going on about Cantion's label.
But not at Oktoberfest. I don't think those rules apply.
Really, they're exempt.
Well, that
that
documentary I sent you, it's all about staff who work there.
Yeah.
So it follows a couple of women who are servers, and they work in offices most of the year.
Yeah,
and how they get paid from how much beer they sell. So they've got to buddy up to drunken wank pots, essentially.
I mean,
it's important to get tips because then you'll probably get your beer quicker.
What's the difference then between that and all of these old kind of real ale cast labels that you get? Oh, you can't have that anymore.
Yeah, but they're ranked.
What's different?
They are horrible.
yeah, but
yeah. Well, no. I mean, it's the same. It's the same. Putting that on, it's the same thing for me. And it should be treated as the same. But obviously, it flies under the radar probably a little bit more. I don't know what the feelings are in Germany for it.
Well, you're in an interesting ground of like something that's been done for a specific purpose, and then something that has got some kind of like cultural kind of like anchoring. Because that does, I mean, that is a representation. These women who are going to go and watch the documentary, go on YouTube, look, just search Oktoberfest. The first thing that comes up is a 45-minute documentary. And two of the people mentioning it are these two women who were going to serve there. And they talk about getting bras that push themselves up and all this business. It's just how it works at that place.
Yeah.
It's based on tradition. Okay. But now what happens there is just like loads and fucking thousands and thousands of drunken idiots. If you're there to work and you're not on a salary and you're working on essentially on commission, you earn what you sell. And what gets you where you need to get there?
You exploit the drunken idiots.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's the difference, isn't it? It's a choice, isn't it?
Yeah. Adam, that's the one. That's the one that sprung to mind.
That one.
That's probably the main one.
Yeah, whereas that one's just cretinous, isn't it?
That I've seen
worse.
Yeah,
there is worse.
Oh,
I'm sure,
there's definitely worse. Like that fucking like vagina beer, whatever that was with the vagina label. That's the worst one.
Yeah,
I've seen
worse. That's a bit
weird. But I mean, in terms of the actual beer, so the label is a whole other political thing, and it's not necessarily right, but that's how it is. But in terms of the beer, this is the in terms of aroma, it's the stinkiest beer. It's not a nice smell necessarily. Yeah. It's got a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of a block drain about it.
Oh no!
Nice.
Yeah.
But I'm not going in your tanks.
No, exactly. Yeah. Don't come on here. I mean, it's not crazy, but there's a little sort of like pungent tinge to it, which is a little bit off-putting. But But flavor wise, it's not so bad. But the aroma is not the best.
The aromas. It's an okay beer, but like you say, just coming off a Märzen, it's probably the one to go for. But if you had a straight up choice between that and what was the other one you was thinking about going?
Oh, the ABK.
Yeah.
Which sounds like an even darker beer from what you've said. I've tried to not watch your reviews this week because I wanted to come in sort of open minded, but I'll watch them next week. But you did the ABK this week, didn't you?
Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Happy days.
Earlier. But yeah, I'll watch it anyway. But yeah, that's just me. So, yeah. I can't watch them back if there's mistakes. It's for everyone else that'd be outtakes. For me, they're beer reviews.
Smoking Black Forest ham, we call it speck. I love it with mushrooms and risotto, or with some rye bread with butter. Oh man, you get me erect.
The meats are called speck.
It's not pastry ham.
That's response to your kind of like putting loads of shit on it.
Oh yeah. Right, blackberries, covering it in blackberries.
It's not pastry.
Goat cheese pesto pastry things are better in Lidl than the pretzels. That's my usual shopping treat. Oh, okay, yeah, they little phyllo pastry things.
I love the
Oh, you said that one. Glad you raised that, Jake. I was given the little Festbier the other day with the strine. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, they do those little packs, don't they? Yeah.
The big fucking can.
Yeah, the huge can in the thing. Oh, I missed. I didn't see that today in Lidl. It's not that. It's the iconography of it. 7 inch that bothers me. It's the cartoon like and the girl who looks about 12. Okay, well, yeah, that's even getting more decrepit, isn't it? Yeah. I had that in Lidl a couple of years ago. It's okay. Yeah, who's that brewed by? Because you do see that every year. It's that big can in the shrine. I've not tried yet, but we'll give it a go. But I feel I can't put it up as a review because of the label. Well, exactly. Yeah, it's a bit problematic, that one.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried the Eggenberg Sammerklaus? Oh, Rob's tried that, I think, Sammerklaus.
Yeah, I've had
it many times.
Yeah, I don't think Craig's had it as well. I've never had it. I've never had Sammerklaus.
I've got a bottle of what's about 7 years out of date.
Oh, come on. Next time we're together. Good bit live.
Yeah. No, I remember finding that and being a bit like, oh, this is exciting. It's fucking terrible. But yeah,
we could have a Santa Claus.
I remember having a couple of friends round and somebody bought me a bottle of that. I'm a bit like, oh, Santa Claus. And it inevitably hasn't been touched until a later date. And I think last time I checked, it was at least 5 or 6 years out of date. So it's like battery acid now.
Blimey. I had a bottle of it in Madeira a couple of years ago.
And what was your thoughts? Fucking horrible.
I really enjoyed it. It was, I think it was like 3 years old. It was wonderful, but not worth the money though for what you were paying for it.
Really?
Compared to here in the UK, about what, £4.50, £5, something like
that. Back when I'm talking about, it's like £2.50, if that.
Oh, yeah, I mean.
Oh wow, that's a difference.
This is
still skull Jake, don't worry about
it. It was something like about €12, but
really,
no, I didn't pay for it. So, but yeah, I wouldn't have paid for it.
I've got memories of it, and it's not pleasant.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was all right. But I've only had one vintage.
Yeah, it's one of those beers that I've heard about, and I probably should have tried it by now, but I've never come across it.
One.
Yeah, I've never come across it.
Next to my massively out of date.
Yeah, we'll do a side by side. A vertical, as the kids call it.
How quickly we go blind.
Not as bad as that Brewdog beer, 57.8%. That will turn you blind. Yeah.
Another gimmick.
Go check out Jake's review.
Yeah.
Go check that out. It was a very fun video.
The first UK beer tuber to put it on
If I was I the first?
You
Yes.
were.
Oh, was
You
I? Well, it's
Yeah.
like I think I said in one of the comments that if I wasn't off work that afternoon, then it would have probably been this week. It's all about time and place. If I'm there, I'll do it. If I'm not, then there's no chance.
Yeah, you've got to put that up there. You've got to get it out.
Yeah.
Or, apparently,
Well, not now.
Yeah.
maybe
But I'm having a nip of that later because I only had about that much of it because like I want to sort of share it around and sort of share give other people give other people to taste it and stuff. So like I've kept quite a lot of it.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on, probably.
It is hot. I mean, I'm a whiskey fan. I'm a whiskey fan, not as much as like John drinks or anything like that. But like I like whiskey, but the heat on that beer and strong.
it's not a beer.
It was crazy. I mean, before it even touched your lips, like I felt the heat as I was sipping it. It was like.
It's not a beer, though, is it? It's not a beer.
No.
Come on.
Well, I mean, when you're getting onto those strengths, like they might have used the icebox method to create it, but it's not.
I mean, I've only had one beer that was. I mean, it's not as high as that, but when we were when Paul came over, Sink the Bismarck that he bought.
That's terrible as well.
That's not beer. It's more of a liqueur.
It's one of those things. If you're expecting beer, you're never going to like it because it's never going to be beer at that ABV, is it?
It's not beer.
I mean, I like the. I've had Tactical Nuclear Penguin, and that's not beer, and that was what 32%. The 22% one they did, was beery. I had it was called Hop Shot, and it came in a little tiny BrewDog bottle, which I think I got rid of actually, which I wish I didn't, but I did get rid of it.
I remember that.
Yeah, I did. I did, and that was actually beery because it still had like a hoppy.
Yeah, but that was what
to it.
What was that 16% or something?
It was 22%, but that still have a beeriness to it.
Yeah,
but 57.8%. It was like.
Come on.
Well, yeah, it was like petrol.
I had a taste of one of the squirrels or a bit of taxidermy.
Okay, what was that? What was that one? That was end of history. End of history. Yeah.
Yeah. It tastes like cheap whiskey.
Yeah.
Well, I was given James Watts's glass because there was like a tray put. It was a Sheffield Tap years ago. A tray of them put out like hand grabbed glasses, and I missed out. And James was stood at the back of the bar. This is when BrewDog was still kind of like small fry, really. This is like back in the Fraserburgh days. He stood at the back of the bar. So I kind of like point at him. I'm a bit pissed at this point. Point him, beckoning him over. Come over here. Come on.
Come on,
introduce. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, blah blah blah. And he's like, oh yeah, I've seen your videos. I was like, no, you haven't. But anyway, but thanks. I said, I missed out on these. Is there any more going around? And he's like, no, but we can have mine if you want. Well, there you go. And James passed me over a glass of end of history.
Okay, and that's how COVID-19 started, everybody. It was that sharing of glasses.
14 years ago.
Yeah.
In Sheffield Tap.
Yeah. No, but
and then that bat had a little bit of a sip.
Yeah. They threw it in the back, and then the bat swooped down and then flew off, and then there we go. Story time. But yeah, I had Tactical Nuclear Penguin, and it was just a sip of it, and then I had that hop shot, and that's what I've had. But like, I mean, I'm glad I brought it, and I'm glad I cashed in some EFP discounts on that one. My
very first ever YouTube appearance was on a tasting of Tactical Nuclear Penguin.
Was it? Whose was it?
Zach Avery. Yeah. Avery's video. Zach Avery, Tactical Nuclear Penguin. You'll see me for like about 45 seconds. I took half the day off to go and taste it.
Yeah.
And yeah, me and my mate who I started up the hop scene as a text blog, we both like took the afternoon off work and went and met up in North Bar to taste some tactical new penguin, and people kind of like sat at the bar and had a little taste. And he kind of like gives a little, had to give a little kind of interview. If you want to see what I look like about when I was significantly younger, I've still got the jumper. Actually, what I'm wearing in it, still got it. It's shameful. Anywho,
that's great. But the thing is, the reason why I actually brought that beer was obviously I could get a bit of discount on it, so it wasn't as much as everyone else brought it for. But the reason I brought it for was because those dollar bills, y'all. I brought it because like Brewdog had just come onto my radar recently, but in a good way. And I said it in a review. It's like I haven't tried any of their recent beers. I haven't had any of their supermarket stuff or like, but just the things they're doing is like what Brewdog should be doing with all their eco stuff and all their and even that whole Aldi thing. Even if it was Audi, even if it was a pre-planned marketing thing, it's still fucking great. Like it doesn't matter. Like that's a great piece. Like I mean, I work in marketing. I
don't think it's pre-planned.
No, I mean, I work in advertising, work in marketing. That's fucking great. Whatever they did, both of them on both sides, that's great. How they reacted to it, all that sort of stuff, and I'm all for that. And so it sort of put Brewdog into my sights again. And when that beer came up, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking try that. You give me some Brewdog craziness, I'm gonna do it. And that's the whole reason why I did it. And I'm glad I did. It made a good video in my little boot. Well, my favorite comment was like, that boot's terrible. No, that glass is terrible. It's like, yeah, but that's the whole like. It wasn't a serious video.
I only drank from the glass boot once, and that was in Italy.
Yeah, was it a big one though?
It was a bigger one.
Yeah, mine's a shot size.
Yeah, it was a tiny one I've seen. It wasn't a full size. It wasn't like a Dunlop.
Yeah, a Wellington.
I go like a toddler's size.
Yeah,
it was it's a boot, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Everybody's got to drink from a fucking.
At some point in your life,
on holiday.
Yeah, or a yard of ale. I've drunk a few yard of ales in my time.
No, I've not. I used to know someone who had one in his family home. Yeah, and some other people did it that night, but
I used to have one.
I had other intentions.
I had one that I remember filling with Brasserie, which is Aldi's version, not a sponsor, of their cheap beer Dior, like their shit lager, like yeah. And I did a whole yard of Brasserie.
Fucking dirty animal.
Yeah, it was back in the day. Probably I was probably younger than 18. Come on, we got to get some more going.
I've been enough for a
Not
while.
a sponsor.
I'm going to put a different track.
Not a sponsor.
No, that's enough of that. Stop now. I actually signed up for a month's free trial of Epidemic Sound to make sure I didn't get copyrighted strike.
It's because you thought you get so many views on this.
Exactly, yeah.
Some serious bank.
So when you have an 11,000 view Audi Brewdog video, you got to protect yourself. You got to protect yourself.
11,000. That's cool.
Protect your neck.
Yeah.
You don't care. That's the main thing. You don't actually care. So
that's
allowed.
Well, I care that it got up to 11,000. I'm pretty happy about that. That's a little
awesome.
chef's kiss.
I went,
why not? Yeah, but you're not the difference is though you're not looking for it, so that's acceptable.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. That's the best way to put it. I wasn't.
Anyway,
I was definitely not expecting
We
it.
could go on to all sorts of comments.
So yeah, because Adam's just dropped a quality comment based on what you were saying.
Hold on, let me just run down these. It's brewed by whoever brews the Perlenbacher. Okay, we're talking about Lidl.
I've never had a
Lidl.
Perlenbacher in my entire life. There you go.
Oh, Perlenbacher is Lidl's Rheinbacher.
I know what it is, but
I've got a few-
14% ABV. It's ridiculously drinkable. Oh, that's the
That's the Summer Claus.
Summer Claus. Yeah, 14% ABV. It's got to be good.
tastes like my food.
That outtake video though, Jake, that could have gone a lot worse.
I love that.
That outtake video. The whole reason why I didn't put it in the actual video was because I wanted to do some. I just wanted to put it out there on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff where it's like, fuck. If that beer was open, that's just like 30 quid just down the drain.
Yeah, that was
Mr. 11K in the house.
What?
I have a 40% Belgian Abbey beer. It was wonderful to drink. What is your limit on an ABV in the beer? Over what percent do you consider that liquid beer? Well, we just spoke about that a second ago. So I mean, I had that crazy brewdogness, which isn't a beer. It's a spirit. It is just it. At that ABV, it has to be. But my close one is the 22% hop shot from Brewdog, where it still tasted like beer.
Yeah, I think for me, I think once you get to that and over, or say 20%, call it, to round it up a bit. Yeah, I'd like to try some of Avery's really big imperial stouts and stuff because they're ridiculous.
How big is it? Well, I've had like the 17.5% Lervig. What's the Lervig one called? Money Stout.
Big Fat Money Stout.
Yeah, Money Stout. Yeah, in a can.
17.5 or something.
Bozo, we had Paul.
I've had it with Rob. I've had that beer with Rob.
Yeah, we had Bozo.
We had Bozo in Manchester as well.
I really enjoyed that. I thought it was good.
And that's getting up there, isn't it? That's getting up in those 17s.
I liked it, but then I was drunk, so probably did.
Personally, you'll get some decent stuff around 15. But I don't personally want anything much over 12.
Yeah.
To drink on a normal occasion, 12 is where it's at. But like if you want something just crazy,
good beer at 12.
Yeah. 12 is where good beer stops.
Beer at 15.
As I said, there's a few things I want to try just to see.
Well, you have to, don't you? You have to expand your horizons and you have to try them. And
but just to see where my threshold is, I'm not entirely sure. There's a few beers out there that I've never had that would push that.
What about the OJ ones?
I've only had the 5%. I'm not going any higher than that.
Yeah.
I'm off for a piss.
It's the same as OJ. It's off for a piss.
Although I know
that Gavin Barron there with a good reference. Gavin Barron with a good fucking Groundhog Day reference there. Expect Punxsutawney Phil to pop out when that music plays.
Exactly.
That's good.
They've got.
And then, Davor says das is. Come on, Davor.
Right.
Tell us what you said.
Stimug.
If you're going to do that, then I'm just going to have to do this. Stop.
Thank you. They've got the OJ 8.5 literally about 100 yards away at the corner shop. It's like.
Oh really? Do you know? I never see it. I've never seen the big ones, the big boys.
I mentioned it to there's a Moonshine Billy's in town. I picked up the 5%.
Yeah.
I didn't review it. That was okay. 5%. Yeah, Pilsner, and I had the 8.5, and I said to him, have you ever had any of these ridiculous ABVs they do, like 18% and all this? Like, they don't do ABV. I said they do. So the guy in the shop didn't realise it, but then they're not going to sell them because it's just stupidity. Although there'll be people who buy them. But
Yeah. And,
I think 8.5 would be the limit. I think even that's going to be terrible. I think 5% was okay. It's
of the OG beers.
Yeah, and that would be the only one I want to try. I'm not even bothered about the 8.5.
No.
The rest of
Adam's saying here that the 16.8% stout that he sent you, he would consider that beer. What was that? The 16.8%?
I was seeing if it's to hand. I don't think it is. I actually enjoyed that.
Who was that by? Was it a Liverpool brewery?
There's a collaboration with a bottle shop that's not in existence anymore.
Was it Conk Brewery? Because I've still got I've still got one of the ones that Adam sent me, and I want to do a special video with it.
You got one then?
No, I've got a different Conk Brewery one that it sent me. It's like 10%. It's not 16.8.
No, it's not the same one. It was a very limited. It was a very limited batch that they brewed. I think it might have been last. I don't know if it was last Christmas or the Christmas before.
Last Christmas, you gave me your heart.
Well, I was going to be a bit more subtle.
the very next day.
Yeah,
you gave it away.
I drank it. Yeah.
I'm just gonna, as I've been for a piss.
This year,
James Gammon Barron is he's drinking along and posting on Instagram pictures of his beer and our stream.
Cool.
But matching a Lego Mandalorian figure with the beer as well.
Oh, fucking cool! That's great. Well, this was his last comment, Rob, about it was a good Groundhog Day reference.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Every time we put that, dude.
Well, I'd quite happily stay in this very specific moment for a while.
We're
going to complain.
Where it just goes round and round. We wake
Three and
up.
a bit beers deep. Talking shit on YouTube. It doesn't seem like a bad place to be.
I have to say, guys, I need another piss.
Yeah, I've done two. I'm on 2 piss, 4 beers. So.
I've not kept count. I think I might be 2 piss, 4 beers.
But yeah, I know. I've got my count. But yeah, no, it's,
Plus, you're not relying on someone else.
This cheese doesn't work. You'll be shocked to hear.
No, the press was lovely.
I think if they match, it's more.
In the don't match,
that's what you want. Yeah, you don't want to be pairing beer and cheese. You want to not be pairing beer and cheese. What doesn't work is more amusing.
You might be on something there, Craig. Maybe you found your angle.
I don't know. It's just like because that's too obvious. It's like, what's the point of pairing it? That's boring.
Indifference is even better.
Yeah, just don't go just mainstream. Just like do what you want to do.
Absolutely. That's just you, mate.
I don't know. It's all fun though, doesn't it?
It absolutely is. Yeah.
Just as long as you keep safe. If it tastes horrible, great. Yes.
Can't argue with that. Can you? Jake's brought in the light.
Blinded
There you go.
For some reason.
I had to move it to get out.
Barbecue cheddars. Yay. Not on Märzen.
Where did we get to on the comments? Rasko and Disco drinking Brainbrick, 5% Vienna Lager.
All right. How's that?
Vienna is close. Germany as I could get.
It's good enough.
Yeah,
I think that's one of their new ones. So
yeah, the Shrewsbury are known for high ABV beers. Yeah,
some amazing stuff. Yeah, I had Robert the Great last week.
Clay Brown, that is around the corner from Peter and Conch Collab Beer.
That's
2018 Christmas. Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was 2 years ago, but yeah.
That's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you talk about how high beer could go and then least ABV. Do you consider 3% or less beer? I know in England there are mild beers that are 3. There's beers that are like 2.8. There's like,
I think your average dark mild, when you think of mild, it's a dark mild, will be between probably 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Lovely beer.
And then I mean, not like there's people that brew those 2% beers, and then there's people that brew those non-alcohol beers.
Yeah, like that Whiplash. That Whiplash beer is great, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
Deluxe
ones. Yeah. Nanobot. That's 2.8, isn't it?
They're specifically brewed below ABV beers, but then like a mild is just.
If you consider 3% or less, Colonel Table beer, for instance, that's cracking.
Yeah.
You know, I've got all the time in the world for that. I don't care about the ABV. Flavors there.
They just and they work it, don't they? They make it kind of like the
it's just so good.
Always kind of try and perfect it.
Yeah. Well, that's always the thing. Is if you brew to strength, then it's generally going to be a good beer. But if you brew a beer and then take the alcohol out of it, that's when it's a bit ropey. Adam's on third beer. No toilet breaks. You.
Yeah, whatever.
Stop showing off.
He's wet himself 4 times.
Yeah, he's got a cafe beard. I had Mesbeer said Savario for Scott. I had Siren's micro beer called Half Mast, which is 2.8. That was great. Had a 440 can with dinner at my parents last month, and still happy to drive home. Yeah, well, 2.8's pretty small, isn't it?
That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, well.
And then we've got Harry from Blue Nose Beer Review says, "Hey, honeys."
Hey.
I'll give my usual greeting to Harry. Flappy arms. Yeah. There we go.
He's home now, so yeah. Well, he's not home, but he's.
Oh yeah. Well, is in his little hotel.
Yeah, Southampton thing. How long was Brett had his wig? By the way, I wasn't sure.
That's his actual hair.
Oh.
There we go. Just some gentle suck.
This is really good.
Yeah.
This is really good.
You're on the Paulaner.
Yeah. It's
Paulaner can.
I must admit, it's one of my favourite. It's up there with my favourite 2.
Okay.
I think this is the best non-Märzen Fest beer. And then I think
I mean, Paulaner is one of the ones that is one of the ones that would be sold at Oktoberfest. They have and obviously Paulaner. Are Paulaner probably the biggest in terms of reach and in terms of
probably. I don't know. My best Märzen is Pschorr.
Oh, okay. Oh, they do it. They do a Märzen. Do they do a Festbier as well?
They do a Festbier and they do a Märzen. The Festbier is the Festbier is in a white and the whole kind of blue and white flag type bottle.
Yeah,
Bavarian flag.
The Bavarian.
They dressed up a bottle in that.
Okay.
But I've not had that yet. So
is that just for the festival, or is that all the time?
You know what? I don't know what's. Yes. I think that's the festival one, and this is just like I don't know. I'm probably wrong. But them two for me are the best ones, and there's some really other good ones that aren't affiliated with the. As you said, the one earlier, that one is pretty good for a fest beer.
I think that the Weinschreiner and the Eyinger, out of the batch I've had, are the best of the bunch. You've had a few more than me. I haven't had the ABK yet. But and that's funny, really, because obviously they're not the traditional Oktoberfest beers, or the ones that can actually hold that title. But yeah, they're the ones that take it for me, really.
These are the two. Let me just try and get that.
Yeah, I really wanted to get the Schneiderweiss one, but I just couldn't make up an order on Beer Merchants to justify buying that one beer.
Right, that one's not going to move, so it's that one.
Yeah, and Erdinger, they didn't just go for a lederhosen lady; they put a bloke on there as well.
you got to balance it up a little bit. So,
yeah,
but you've got to these days. But these two are Oktoberfest. Hefts, aren't they? Really?
Fest.
So,
well, the Schneiderweiss one is quite different, isn't it? Really, because it's a Weiss beer.
It wasn't crazy hoppy for me. It still had that kind of fest feel to it. It just gave me an impression of an imperial Hefeweizen feel, and both of them did.
It's not as banana-y.
No, a lot of that has faded out. You could get it a bit more on the aroma, I think, than the taste. What I remember yesterday, I can't, but interesting stuff though. It's just to see, and having not loads of in the past, having loads of like Hefeweizens anyway.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, I did buy Erdinger's Hefeweizen tonight, which I haven't cracked yet. But I had their Dunkelweiss earlier, which was lovely. I actually, when I was cooking my brats, I actually just poured a bit of the Dunkelweiss over it with the onions. Yeah, my wursts with the onions and the garlic and the sausages. I poured a bit of that over it just to simmer down, condense down. It was lovely. It was really good.
Yeah. No, it's just I've been really enjoying it. I've been really excited about them. And I haven't felt like this about beer probably for about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, well, it's been great. Like Rob said earlier, it's just an absolute change up. And obviously, Craig, you're like, everyone go and watch Craig's reviews after this. Don't go now, stay now, but go watch Craig's reviews after this, because
that's what I'd say. Self plug, Don't watch them.
but because like it has been a difference, and like we've just tried on camera with the ones that we focused on earlier. It was just free of the plethora of what you can get, but they were all so different, and that's crazy, really. So it's like it's one of those things where you could go to Oktoberfest and you think you're going to get the same beer in every stein, but actually there are nuances, there are differences to it, and it's not just you're not just drinking lager. It's way different from lager. Well, they're lagers, but they're so much more as well.
They're lagers, but of a different kind.
It's that broader kind of like classification, and it's like there's a lot of cashing in going on. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, they got them in their money.
There is that group of breweries who are part of the festival. They do the Festbier, probably to a variety of qualities, really. And then if you're going to go a bit broader fields, you're going to go look at Ayenga. You're going to have a proper like authentic Märzen, which is probably quite
and that's
historically authentic.
And it's 25 kilometers from Munich, so they're still within the bounds. You could get to Ayenga quite easily.
Another thing you have to factor into the whole lager thing is the Reinheitsgebot. That plays an absolutely massive part of the quality of lager you're drinking.
Well, you say that Severio has just put that in a comment, actually.
Oh, is it? All right. What are we talking about?
Yeah, which is what it is. That plays a massive part. I mean, it's just not just to go down a pub and have a lager. Like Christ, we wouldn't be doing this probably if it was, if it was just that.
No. Well, I mean, it's one of those things. Like for me, a lager is a lager. I don't want anything else in it. Like I'll try some experimental stuff, but that's purely where it is. It's not if someone puts some extra shit in a lager, it's not going to take over the world. Lager's lager. But if someone puts some shit in a stout or some stuff in a sour, like I'm going to give it a go.
It's different. It's just different.
Yeah, but base beer is like Severi said there. Base beer is like a lot of it. That's
exactly.
Like, I remember from back in the day when Omnipollo was the thing. Everyone used to say their base beer must be good because it carries all those flavors. Because that was before the terminology of pastry stout and everything existed, wasn't it? When Omnipollo was doing all their shit with it.
Yeah, they almost invented that style, really.
Yeah, when they're putting all those ice cream flavors and stuff into beer, and it just worked, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's weird. It's really interesting how beer's developed over. Well, not so much these because these are proper old school, not changed over centuries.
Yeah. Well, they're a little bit new. They're a little bit newer than you think, though, because I think it was something.
American.
I think it was. Yeah,
that's different.
Yeah. But also with the change from brewing the Festbier to the Märzen, I think it was like 1959 or something like that was where the change was. So actually, like it was quite in recent history where they're just drinking Märzen, and then they changed over to like the more palatable, the easier drinking Festbier.
Well, originally the Festbier was brewed for Christmas time, so it was nothing to do with Oktoberfest, which is where the kind of split come from.
Yeah.
And then Christmas festival, beer festival,
and probably just what's easier to drink and sell, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of went into one.
Yeah.
So then
Oktoberfest, because it's what we've said tonight is for me the easiest drinking beer we've drunk is the Hofbräu. That's the beer I could smash the most of. But it's not necessarily my favourite beer. It's not the tastiest beer. But it's the one you could have another one, have another one, have another one.
That's the best beer.
Iyengar was the best beer by far.
I would definitely recommend trying to get some of this. I think it's...
That's interesting. It's like whenever I think of Paulaner, I always think metallic.
I always think of them. I always think is it the yellow label, the Muchen Paulaner? That's always metallic.
I will chuck
the one with the like yellow label.
Yeah.
If you want me to chuck a can your way, then
I'll try a can of their Festbier. I'm all like what has proven to me tonight is I'm all about Festbiers. I want to try as many Festbiers as I can.
This is what
I'm gonna next year. I'm gonna do what Craig did this year.
yeah. But no, I mean, I'm gonna make one last order with, the Augustiner is the one.
Yeah, the Iyengar one.
Augustiner one. Yeah.
The Augustiner one is the one I was really looking out for, even before I bought all of these. And it's like, shit, what the fuck is it? What's going on?
It was very noticeable how hard it is to get that beer. Very noticeable.
I want Craig marching up and down the street with a sousaphone.
Hold on. Wait.
With my pink mask on.
There you go. I'm going to whiz through a few comments.
Okay.
No, we have Beer One said, even why hasn't Rob got a hat on? Why hasn't Rob got a hat on?
The only hat I own is a flat cap.
Oh come on! A Yorkshire lad like you got to get your flat cap on.
That's the only one I've got. There you go, Scott. There's my flat cap, lad.
Well,
I tell you.
And also, that is a flat cap. You didn't undersell that. That's a flat cap.
Aye.
Aye, lad. Aye.
Goat and tag.
Does porcelain stein affect the taste of the beer in comparison to glass? Marginally. From my But the thing for me with glassware of any kind is how it makes you feel. And like sometimes if you have a shitty glass, like if you get a third in one of those tumblers, it's not as nice as getting a third in an actual proper glass, like an actual bowled glass.
Just give me a glass of beer.
No, well, no, I don't think it's that simple. I don't think it's that. Like,
I'm doing Norman reviews in this from in the future.
No colour whatsoever.
Absolutely no one gives a shit what your beer looks like.
No, but from when you're actually looking at a beer, it does matter though, doesn't it? Because you know what you're going to expect when you look at the colour of a beer and all that sort of shit. But for me, it's about experience. At the end of the day, if I get a shitty glass, like, I hate those tumblers. I fucking hate a third tumbler. When you ask for a third and you get that little shitty glass, and that's not for aroma. I'm not talking about it from a Ponzi point of view. I just hate drinking out of them. I want just give me a nice bold glass with a stem or something like that. Come on, man.
I've got one of them downstairs. The old traditional glass pint thing.
Harry's in his hotel ready to join. We'll probably start something in a minute. We're gonna run this out. We're gonna run this.
I think before we lose our
momentum. Rob thinks he is too cool for hats. No, clearly not. He is wearing a flat cap right now in a Bavarian game.
I know I am.
What? Blue Nose Beer Reviews. Hope you have clothes on. I hope he doesn't. Oh, here we go. Here's Thomas.
Say that was
bit late to the party, brother.
There we go. I had a great fucking chat the other night with Thomas and Matt from Massive Beer Reviews, just offline, and it was lovely. It's just like there was no online sort of presence. It was we just had a nice little lovely chat, and it was really good.
Did you get a word in edgeways?
I did.
Well done.
Yeah, surprisingly.
I know.
There are a couple of talkers.
Adam Lowell from Beer Wonder there, and
I think Adam's always low.
Yeah, Adam is always low. I love Adam. Adam is fucking great, and he should start his beer channel. Come on, Adam.
Oh yeah.
Blue Nose Beer Reviews just for you, Mersey Beers. Oh, what, being all naked and shit. Davor says, "Did you crack anything from States beers?" To Thomas. Oh, is that his big haul of American beer that he has to crack open?
Yeah.
That was a big haul. Luscious from that pick of the bunch. That Luscious is my pick of the bunch from Thomas's stuff there. I love that beer. I hope you have your clothes off to Blue Nose Beer Reviews. Brett is on the train, but wonder, yeah, you should have come down, man. It was good fun. Shame pubs close early. Well, that's all Boris for you. We can't control that. Davor, hey buddy, not yet. No, haven't had time yet. Where did I go up to? Oh my god, there's so many comments. It's very cool. Thank you, everyone who's commented. It is way more than I ever expect or ever think that's going to happen. And Mersey Beers says, Craig did promise an after chat. Yeah, we'll be probably doing an after chat. Wonder is the way, Harry, and I was like, oh, okay.
I've done a during
that
chat.
was classic.
Yeah,
I
you can't do a
the
during chat.
No,
Oh, okay, yeah,
it's good.
No worries. Blue Nose Beer Reviews. Thomas open later, honey. Fair enough, mate. Next time, bud. Been up since 4, so happy days either way. I think we're going to get a pretty inebriated Harry, whatever happens. It's interesting traditional Bavarian beer. What's your opinion about adding junk? Oh, have we answered this one?
Yeah,
I felt like this came earlier. In Sweden or British breweries could add junks complete destroy the base beer? No. Well, I think yes and no. Some people fuck it up. Some people do it really, really well. And I think that's as cut and dry as it can be. I think
another angle on the base beer would be barrel aging a stout. Could destroy.
Well, barrel aging isn't always as good as the base beer, which I think we've found with like Omnipollo and that sort of thing.
very rarely is, for what I've had.
Yeah.
But
Davos says, yeah, thumbs up for Craig's German session. Mutant Gold, says Adam. Oh my God, they're just flooding in. The old comments are flooding in. Kurterbier and Celebrator.
Missed my golden moment then.
What was that?
I threw up a pretzel and caught it in the mouth.
No way. Oh, I have to watch that back. Everyone, if you want to watch this back, this will be on live on YouTube. You can watch it back. You can watch this back if you want to.
There's going to be a gift.
Tubo glasses make me feel like giving up. What's a tubo glass? Anyone know what a tubo glass is? Oh, a tuba.
Yes. I thought that was I don't know.
I think this is direct at you, Rob. You run with Kez. You just got to hold your arm up. Hold your arm up. Kez was more Manchester way, wasn't it? I think.
Like a chicken tikka.
Kez.
That's all it wants. A bit of chicken tikka. And a string. No, Barnsley.
Oh, Barnsley, was it? Oh, okay. Oh, why do I think Kez was Manchester for some reason?
That's from Barnsley.
Yes, Rob, I do love to talk.
Right way, lad.
You look, you own greyhounds. That's what it looks like to me. You own a good
On
good
the second
nest of
floor
greyhounds.
flat, I don't think a greyhound would go down with
Jacob Beer, I'll start my first video being me kicking a BT Openrich Adrian nuts as an ode to you. It's my best beer video.
Go.
You do it. You get 20,000 views straight away if you get someone kicking in the nuts, man. 20,000 views straight away. They're on my radar. Oh, Craig's chipping into the chat. What's going on?
Well, I was replying.
Rob is now clearly Frank Spencer. Betty.
I'm going to catastrophically fall over. Spill all the
your Calyx in the back. Your Calyx in the background falls over so perfectly that it goes around you and you don't get touched.
Jesus.
That's Frank's bit, and Jessica.
Jessica.
I thought Kez was Geordie's. No,
don't
Kez
know.
is Northern. Kez is Northern.
Yeah.
Before you get up to Geordie. Yeah.
Geordie.
South Yorkshire.
A Geordie Scottish then? Or
Yeah, there we go. So a lot of wonderful comments tonight.
yeah.
It's been absolutely way more than I ever expect on my channel. As always, I never expect anyone. I think we're just going to be here by ourselves. And to be honest, I'd love it if we were just here by ourselves. What I want to do is film videos with you two, and that's all I want to do. And this is the best way we can do it because I live in Suffolk, Craig lives in Kent, Rob lives up near Leeds. So this is the only way we could possibly record this sort of video, and I fucking love it. It's one of my favorite
really
things. Yeah, Goodbye Live
really
is one of my favorite things.
Just we've kind of thrown it out there, and just to it's not. I don't, the lights. And
I'm not sure where Chris.
We could go in that direction. Just talk to people and have a beer and a laugh.
Thomas is off.
He's off.
Thomas says, Thomas, just take it easy with no explanation on that Luscious. Luscious is a great beer.
Oh, it's a great beer.
It is two things. Chef's kiss.
It's a beautiful beer.
First time I had it, I was with Craig at Hop City. First time I had Luscious. That's Craig's famous photo of all the cans stuck together because we realised we could peel off the label and stick together like 6 cans.
Yeah, it was really good.
And that was when we and I've had Luscious a few times since then. And it is fucking great.
I want to. I thought we reviewed.
I've never had a can to have to myself, but I've had it at shares and stuff.
I thought did we review it or not?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we reviewed it. Oh well, I'm pretty sure we did because that's where the.
I don't think we did. I think we've we'll review it and then we.
We just drank it.
Yeah, we just drank.
Oh well, maybe I think we reviewed it because that's the famous Craig. For me, when I think of you with that 5 cans of Luscious stuck together.
Just kind of. It was Luscious and.
Do you know what? I still have my can of Farmer's Daughter.
So,
unopened.
Yeah. Really?
And it has been in the fridge since Hop City.
Jesus, that's 3 years ago.
And I'm doing for my, because I'm 30 this year, so I'm doing 30 beers for 30 years, and that's going to be one of them. My farmer's daughter is going to be one of my beers.
Your farmer's daughter.
It's going to be fucking probably mad. But the thing is, since I brought it home from Hop City, it has been in the fridge. I've never kept it anywhere else. It's been in the fridge. It's a 5-year-old saison from Alchemist.
Aged slowly.
Yeah. Very slowly.
Keep it in the fridge.
I have had two beer moves. I have had 2 house moves since then, but it's always been in the fridge. As soon as the fridge got turned on, it was back in there. I'm actually really enjoying like making my 30 beers for 30 years, because what I'm doing is like I'm doing shitty beers that what got me to this point, but I'm also doing like crazy beers. I'm trying to get hold of whatever I can, really. So I mean, I've got like Brasserie, which I mentioned earlier from Aldi. I'm going to put that in there. I've got Sol, because Sol for me was the 3 for £5 at Wetherspoons.
Ugh.
What I used to get, because I thought I knew beer better than everyone else. It's like I'll get 3 bottles of Sol. It's like, you got a pint of Stella, I'm going to get 3 bottles of Sol.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. So it's not just gonna be like all crazy beers. It's gonna be I'm gonna put like Quack in there, because Quack for me is the beer that got me into beer.
Quack is just foul.
But I always, because like I'm really shit. You know when people say, "What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite song? What's your favorite book?" Like I'm really shit at that, and like when yeah, exactly. I'm really shit at naming like what's a specific period in time. But Quack for me is the beer that got me into beer, hands down.
But it's fucking awful.
Yeah, it's shit. It's shit by comparison to everything else I've had. It's really shit. But that was the beer that got me into beer. Because
Never used
it. I think beer got me into beer, to be honest with you.
No, I always appreciated beer and I love beer, but as soon as I had a Quack and like drank it, I was like, I need to delve deeper here. It's like, why the fuck is this glass the way it is? Why is this beer the way it is? It's like no other beer I've had before. Like, what's happening here? And that's what made me like look into it. That's what made me research it. It's like, well, there's breweries that have been doing that for like years in other places, and then I come back to the UK and like there's Brewdog there, and I'm like, well, fucking Brewdog are here, and then yeah, so Quack is the catalyst.
I think for me, what got me into beer, apart from which I don't count, of course, is sessioning lager.
Yeah, obviously I was drinking beer. I was drinking all different beers way before this and stuff, but
didn't particularly like beer, but it's more of a sociable. You thought you was becoming an adult kind of bullshit sort of thing. It doesn't really matter. You always think that though when you're that age. It's like, oh yeah, I'm an adult now, and all that bollocks. It's, you don't realise at the time, but it's actually not. You're doing it because everyone else is doing it. What actually got me into beer was probably, or alternative beer, should I say, not just beer. Keyword. Is probably Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. I tried that just for a laugh for the first time. Just what's this? Is different. Looks like a nice label. Supermarket jobby. Oh, that's different. More flavour. Obviously, very different compared to what is one of the hoppiest things in the world.
Yeah,
it's probably that, and Hophead from Dark Star was one of my first real cask hoppy beers, and that really changed the whole kind of complexion. That, and along with going to my first beer festival.
Yeah, it's the way for me. It was the way I realised that beer. Like I used to drink beer to get drunk. Yeah. I used to buy. It's like, what's the cheapest beer? It's like, that's the cheapest beer. I'll buy that beer. And it was like, it's like you drink it and you start drinking it. You're going like, fucking drinking it. I'm going to this gig or I'm going to whatever. I'm going to drink this beer. And then it wasn't. And then there's those moments when you try different beer, like because like I mean I'm from Suffolk, so like I when I was growing up I had Ghost Ship and stuff, but it was like I'll drink it, but I'll still drink all that fucking cheap lager on top of it, and I'll drink Guinness, but it wasn't until I had those beers where it changed my perception until I was okay, beer's a thing.
I mean from when you was of whatever age that was to where whoever is at that age now, the whole landscape of drinking beer has completely changed.
Yeah.
It's probably along the lines of if they do drink, it's probably going to be gin or it's going to be non-alcoholic beer. I think that's the way it's going there, which is one of the reasons why it's become a lot more popular.
Also you say that, but also the sort of like, so I'm in that turning 30 now generation, the turning 18 generation, and all those years before me, they might be finding punk in a Wetherspoons or Neck Oil or something else of that ilk, and that's changing it. Well, because like in America, you see those people that think beer should be hazy, and that's it. There's no other type of beer. It's hazy New England IPA, and that's all they drink. And
they've had no history of
which I mean,
New England style.
Which I mean, like, why should you, if you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to get into a drink just to have that experience, but
absolutely. But then there's also what kind of we're getting to the point with beer now is within a generation of beer, which was the same even before, when I was young, and I couldn't drink, and even going back further than that. But then you've still got people drinking the same stuff now that obviously in their mature years, it's hazy. What are you drinking that for? And they just stayed the same. So it's a bit like us with what we're used to at a certain age going forward. It's changed sort of below us. So it evolves, doesn't it? It's just
I mean, it's crazy when you start to think that 18-year-olds, maybe their first beer, an 18-year-old now, their first beer may be Punk IPA.
It's crazy.
And you think, no, we can't be that old, and I can't think that, so you guys surely can't fucking think that. but that's the way it is, isn't it? That's their first beer. Is like they've had a Punk IPA, and that's what they think beer is, which is what a lot of when I grew up, like I remember being sort of like 13, 14, and you were allowed a sort of a little glass of beer when you went round your grandparents' house or something, and it was fucking Carlsberg or whatever my granddad had in.
Maybe we strayed off topic, and maybe we should just end this stream and then continue this conversation on the other stream.
We could do.
Kind of lost.
But we're chatting. There's just people watching.
We're chatting. So. I've still got a bit of beer, and then I'm going to finish off people's comments on here, and then maybe we'll jump on another one. But like that's the thing with I bet like when you grew up, Rob, it's the beers you drank to the beers that change your perception of beer are very different, aren't they?
It's going to be different. It's going to be different, I reckon.
Because what we're saying is, it's like the people who are growing up now, and they're like they go to Wetherspoons, and the beer on tap is Punk IPA, and it's way different from a fucking lager. Like I didn't have that sort of shit going on.
Often.
Yeah. So it's all mad.
Like your generation or my generation, completely different. So
mine and yours, did you? Our massive difference of like 3 years.
Mine and yours.
I accept that from Jay. Not I accept that from you. You know.
Right, I'm going to finish off these few comments. Then we're going to wrap this show up, and we'll probably appear in a minute on a different stream. Where did we get up to? So we had Davor. Davor said this, didn't he? No explanation on that Luscious, even though Luscious is fucking great, so you should expect it to be great. And I'm not even joking there. It's a great beer. If you say it's a bad beer, then fight me. Yeah, guys, all the love. Yeah, Devil, definitely. Devil, you're always a great contributor to anything like this. So thank you very much.
Dude. He's a really decent lad.
He is.
Yeah, got a lot of time.
Yeah.
As a Severio. He's been a fantastic comment.
And
They're all
Severio.
good. They're all good.
The best part of the stream is that
appreciate
you read the comments and reply about being completely drunk. Not necessarily true, but thank you. As in Big Streamer Show. No name. Okay.
He's a good actor.
Kind of you to say. Thank you, sir.
Good actor.
Sorry, for Scotty's spot on observation. Well said. Thank you, Rasko and Disco. I've got a lot of time for Rasko and Disco. Their Instagram thing is very good. If you can tune in, I can't always tune in. But is there any way to get that crazy impy from Vault City with coconut? Unless they brew it again, probably not, because that was mad, and that was the of all the beers I've reviewed this year, that's the perfect one for my channel. I would always say that was crazy.
Yeah, I tried to get it and it had sold out literally straight away. I was like, bollocks. I knew it was coming out. I didn't expect it to sell.
I mean, I wanted it. I couldn't buy it. The only way I got it was I won it. For like £8. So I spent £8 on that beer and I got 3 beers for that £8. And cool. That's one of and the fact that it was a crazy gimmick and it was just so stupid, but the fact that it was still a good beer. Yeah, that's crazy.
I never win anything. So.
Yeah, no, I never do. That was like the first one. Is it me or is Belgian beer all a bit samey? Don't mention it to someone though. For FFS, there we go. From Beer Wonder. Some are. There's a big variation.
I'll agree. They're all from Belgium. So yeah,
they're definitely made in that country. For me, that beer is Chimay. Yeah. There's not a big distinction factor necessarily.
Chimay.
Davor Mesby says, Davor, not unless someone is storing it, they ain't making it anymore. There is an 11% strawberry woo-woo sour though. Not the same with that crazy beer. I mean, I literally poured that beer upside down in its glass, and it didn't come out the top. That's how thick that was. 2 C's, thick with 2 C's. Yeah. Rob's Generation, was that before color photos? They were around the same time. They developed film around that same time. Davos says, Muzzy, thank you. Gents, very entertaining beer chats tonight. Many thanks. Catch you again.
Cool.
Thank you very much. And it was. Yeah, really cool. I've had a thoroughly good time doing our little Oktoberfest beer. Let's have a little.
Really interesting.
Let's have a little.
Empty glass.
There we
go. Craig's never joined in with our ridiculousness.
That's just him though. One of my ever favorite Craig moments was when I did my whole thing. Is like Craig go, just no. I won't do that. It's his own man. No. I respect that.
I remember that one now.
Yeah.
Right.
Was that in Caps and Taps? Was that in Caps and Taps?
I don't know.
Maybe a different time. Isn't it crazy? I just want to do that again. I just want to go around bars and stuff with you guys. Yeah,
that's weird. It's weird. I don't know. All my friends locally, and like not so much into craft beer, but just some ales and generally lager, and they're like, "Oh, you're coming out?" I'm like, "Not really." No, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? It's just a different time. And I mean, the whole of Wales, well, the whole of the south of Wales has gone into like lockdown.
Yeah, apart from Barry Island. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the bigger epicenters. So to speak,
yeah.
But,
there you go. Don't worry more.
A certain person have fallen out recently. I don't know. Rob, you know it, internet champ. Rob's the internet champ. What?
I need to go
Stalin, profiling. Rasko and Disco, don't poke the bear.
If you go before I get back, then
well, no, we'll end this shit now. We'll end this shit now and see if we start up another one.
I need a wee.
Yeah, no, look, we'll win it now, Craig, with you on it as well. Mosby, sorry,
Okay.
genuine question, just nosy. Feel like I've missed out on an important link. I don't know
Okay.
what's going on. Right,
No more
anyway,
questions. No more
thank
comments.
you. Yeah, no more. Leave a comment if you want. Thank you so much for joining in. It has been, well, a way better night in terms of comments than I thought it'd ever be. I just wanted to hang out with my two buds and drink some fucking crazy beer, and that's what we've done. And we've had a thoroughly good time. We've had some snacks. We've had some umpa. We've had a thoroughly great time. We've worn hats of different descriptions. We've had glasses of beer. I'm just lingering so Craig pisses himself. And
Come on.
yeah, there we go. Thanks so much for joining in. Remember, if you don't follow me, if you follow me and you don't follow Rob and Craig on YouTube or any of their various social medias, then you should do so.
Right, goodbye.
I love you all. And I'll say Auf Wiedersehen.
If you're saying pet.
Come on, Craig. Get your glass out. Oh, it's just gone. It's just gone. It's just gone. Bye.